fans, and welcome to Wrestling Gab. It is Monday, and that means it's time for Monday Night Raw. We're gonna also look at the fallout from the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Right now, that's what WWE is doing. They're showing the highlights of the Sami Zayn Roman Reigns match, the highlight match of the night. That was your main event, where Roman Reigns came out on top. And they hinted at Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn getting back together, setting up their tag team duo at WrestleMania after Sami Zayn speared Jey Uso in an attempt to spear Roman Reigns, but it went sideways, as most things in Sami's career has done. And then Paul Heyman went to fisticuffs against Kevin Owens and got stunnered. All good stuff. All good stuff. But, like I said, that's what they're doing right this second. Hoo-ah. Anyways, I'm going to get on my phone so I can read the comments. So we can do a quick little roll call here. Harley's in here. Hey, Harley. Ravi's in here. Bryce is in here. Off the Porch is in here. And Walter's in here. It's good to see you guys in here. She'll be in a second reading chats. Hey, they're starting it off with Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn showed up on Monday. Even though Cody said he didn't want to see him after Elimination Chamber, he wanted to see him at WrestleMania. So we'll see how this ends up working out. After Sami Zayn's failure attempt at trying to gain the World Championship from Roman Reigns, heading into Mania season. Although we're already kind of in Mania season. It's all good. All right. We write that down. Sami's on his way to the ring. After 4 minutes of highlights, we got Sami making his way to ringside. Are they still in Canada? Is that why they brought him out? Yeah. That would make sense. I was wondering why he's on Raw. A different part of Canada? He's in a different part of Canada. What? Like Ottawa or something? Yeah. They're in Ottawa or something like that. Nothing wrong with being in Ottawa. Yep, there's the Canadian fans. They're all singing for him. How exciting. We could use some cowbell. But I'm kind of busy. But the Canadian fans definitely love their homeboy. Maybe we'll see some Kevin Owens too. I mean, it would be a great opportunity for the Bloodline to come down, beat him up, and then Kevin Owens to come down and start that friendship back up. Or vice versa. I guess Kevin Owens could be in a fight maybe with Sikoa later on, and then they could do that where the Bloodline jumps him, and then Sami comes and helps him. Hopefully Sami doesn't make any excuses and just accepts that he lost and moves forward. We don't want to see the excuses. Crowd still chanting. Sami, Sami. He's feeling a lot of feelings. It's gratitude. It's the emotion that he has. Gratitude. He's the cousin of Ratatouille, yeah. Gratitude. Are they saying you deserve it? He deserves gratitude? Well, that's nice. All right, well, maybe we can get something going on here pretty soon. We got the crowd just chanting for Sami. The whole time. We're like 8 minutes into this, and he hasn't really said much. And now they're chanting again. And now they're cheering louder. Bring out Cody. He's talking about putting a bow on it. A bow. He's feeling guilt because he let down Canada, and we could understand that when you let down a whole nation. So he's saying the story is never over. So they're going to try to do some more shit with him and Roman. Kevin Owens. He's going to bring out Kevin. Here he comes. Let's bring out Kevin Owens. What? There's his music. Kevin Owens is on his way out. And there he is. He's officially coming out. Got a weird look on his face, though. Doesn't look like he's excited to see his old buddy.
What?
It's good to see you show up to work.
That was my choice. I was doing a video game, I guess. Anyways, Robbie's telling me that your stream's freezing at times.
Yeah, I see it. I'm watching it. Nothing I can do about it. I don't know what to do. It sucks. I reset the whole OSB stuff, so I don't think it's that. So it's probably just the computer. So I'm gonna have to switch computers out.
Yeah, or something.
Either that, or I have a day. So after this show, I can reboot this computer fresh.
It went all the way up to
Yeah, I've got it
like
set at 10.
10,000. Jeez.
Which is probably too high. If it keeps doing it, I'll stop the stream and start it over here in a second and try a couple different settings. Trying to say thanks to the peeps.
Yeah, people thank you. Anyways.
Yeah, we got a bunch of people in here, so we just got to keep
Hey, sorry
muscling
everybody.
through.
I'm here. We're watching Sami Zayn now is talking. The crowd is finally being quiet.
Yeah, he's trying to apologize, Kevin Owens. To Kevin Owens, not
What?
apologizing Kevin Owens.
Let's see. Did you say hi to Daz?
I don't remember. Maybe.
Okay, I didn't think you did. Daz is in the chat. Chris is also with us. Robert Warney is with us. Hey, guys. Harley says they're in Ottawa, Canada tonight,
Ottawa.
Travis, and supposedly in Austin Theory is defending his title against as an open challenge.
Yeah, and Edge said after the pay-per-view Saturday night that he was going to accept that.
Robbie says Dee needs to cowbell it up, right? Harley said that. Sophie says, hi, I like the new look. It looks like Joe the Boss layout.
Oh, did you say something?
Oh, Sophie said she likes the new look. It looks like Joe the Boss layout.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, let's not do that. Change it up. Chris
Well,
says...
I haven't looked at Joe's for months, but I just put the red on there because I found red.
Chris says more Jose Chance by Canada.
Yeah.
Sophie says, where's Dee? Right here. Dad says, I am Robbie. I left a like on Jamie's for tomorrow as I am working. I told Jamie. Film is in the chat. Says, happy birthday, Bryce. Let's see. Is today your birthday, Bryce? Because he asked guess what today is. I don't know. What is today?
What is it?
Yes.
Monday.
It's
40
Monday.
days to Mania.
Chris says he's not feeling oozy. Robbie says your stream's freezing. Like the stream and subscribe. Everybody who's back there says Robbie says drop it down to 720p. That might help you.
It is, isn't it? It was supposed
Sophie
to
says
be.
Sami and Kevin a tag team again. Good call. Are they though? We don't know what's happening with them. Robbie's like, but respect to you all, you mofos.
Yeah, it only goes to 720 now. Like I was at 1080 before. So when I reset this up, I did it at 720.
Yeah. Oh, that's why Kevin did it. Kevin stepped in so that Sami wouldn't get his ass beat in front of his family like Kevin did. And he was upset. Bryce says, thank you, film. Sophie says, pay-per-view on Saturday was awesome. And Robbie says, nah, it's not the same as Joe's. Oh, that's good. I don't want it to be the same.
Maybe she means color.
We want it to be different.
Well, I was going to say I haven't seen it for a while, but it wasn't like, it didn't look like that.
Right?
He's got a whole bunch of stuff going on. He's got championships and
That's true.
because of his, whatever they call the...
Subscribe people or whatever,
Yeah,
the
that's called
extra parts.
something, like when you...
Yeah.
Predictions.
Oh,
Prediction
yeah.
champion.
Boo to Kevin!
Kevin's
Canada's
getting
booing
booed in
him.
Canada.
They're booing Canadian Kevin. Poor Kevin. Jeez. Anyways, Bryce, if it's your birthday, happy frickin' birthday to you. Happy birthday. So it says Jay didn't turn on the bloodline on Saturday as some fans expected. Robbie
Really?
says,
Somebody expected the Jay to turn on the bloodline?
Robbie says, happy birthday, you sucker. Films like, can't wait to see some sexy armpits tonight on Raw. Woo. Yeah, the ladies. The United States Championship is on the line. They're in Ottawa, Canada. Canada? Ottawa, Canada? Oh, no. She's doing her
Oh, the
show
ding
now.
dong's back.
The Damage Control is our special guest tonight on there. Oh, man.
That's not even a special guest.
Well, that's what she's calling them. Special guest Damage Control.
They just hang out with her all the time. That's like me doing a talk show, you being the guest.
I am the guest at all times. Oh, you don't have the other lights on.
Mm-mm.
Like, why is it so darkish in here? Robbie's like, it's calm red for Monday and blue for Friday.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll do that. I'll probably end up switching that back color. I threw this together real quick because I just wanted to stream tonight. Like I said, I deleted OBS and reloaded it
Because of all the issues.
to see if that would fix it, and it looks like it's not. So
Film says, hello, Miss D and Travis. Big hugs, big heart. Hey, Film. How are you doing tonight? Good? You good? You good?
So yeah.
Is he leaving now? Oh, he's going to get beat.
Oh, Corbin!
Corbin!
Thank you, Corbin.
Somebody attacked him. Yay, Corbin came out and attacked him. Like, somebody's got to attack him.
Corbin with a violent attack.
Poor Sammy. Poor guy. Daz says Seth versus Miz announced for tonight as well. Yay.
Seth and Miz, and we got Austin Theory and Edge, and we got Ali and Dolph.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any dames? Is there any women matches?
I don't know. Film's open, so.
Scream 15.
6th. They finally put a V and a 1 at the end, a Roman numeral.
Cool.
So
they brought it back by bringing in all the veterans. And then they're like, okay, now maybe it'll carry itself. And then
now we can revamp the franchise for another 12.
That girl does look a lot like, what's her name? Nev Campbell? Whoever they got. I don't know if it's a Nev Campbell daughter or if it's just look-alike.
I have no idea. Because they don't really say anything. So it would have to be something you'd have to look into, I guess.
Yeah. Anyways, meanwhile, Sammy's getting beat up.
Yeah, they're
They finally
picture
brought
right now.
the referees. The zebras are out there. We've got
With the security
guys in
people.
black out there.
Corbin really wants to just beat up. I don't why. Why does he want to beat up Sami so bad? Why does he hate him?
I think he's just upset because he's alone now.
Oh.
Because JBL kind of dogged him, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go cause hell because nobody loves me.
Chris says a little ding dong show ripoff of the Dr. Britt Baker, aka the Waiting Room.
Yeah.
Robbie says we got Dion tonight, so what more do you want? She's better than any of the women on WWE. As he laughs his ass off about it. Sure, buddy. Film's like, hello, Robbie. And Robbie's like, smash up the likes like Sami did on Saturday and subscribe.
Subscribe it.
Robbie's like, film, yo. Chris is like, that's Wednesday. This freaking guy in the chat, hey, this freaking guy says, when is the last time The Miz won anything?
It's been a minute. They use him as kind of a jobber / talker for the company, but they don't use him in any meaningful storylines. Right now, he's kind of like the Natalia. Every time there's somebody new, they put him in a match with Miz.
That's true. The last thing he did win was when he got the Money in the Bank, and he got that one championship and cashed it in.
World Championship.
And then he became like the only guy to ever win all of them or something.
Twice.
Or one of the other guys.
He's done
Twice.
it all twice, yeah.
Right. So that's kind of when. So 2 years ago, maybe, year and a half ago. I don't know. I can't remember.
It was a minute.
It was before Roman.
Because he cashed in on Drew, right? And he took the title off Drew.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's who he took it off
And then
of.
Big E took it off of him the next night.
So the new girl in Scream is the girl that plays Wednesday and Wednesday. Ah, there we go. Okay. Bryce says, Robbie thinks, I also like Tootsie Pops. Tootsie Pops. Chris says they should bring Shotzi over to Raw and have a feud with Bliss. And Robbie's like, D, it's always love for you. As you wink at me in your sarcastic tone.
Yeah, we got to wait till Bliss shows back up. I think she's gone because of character change again.
Mm-hmm.
In a singles match. He did lose not too long ago in a tag team match.
Right.
That is an embarrassment.
Come out here big for Kevin Owens.
It's an embarrassment.
Robbie says Ms. Dolph and Natty are there to push talent. A lot of it, yeah.
Is that the fridge?
Maybe. Vin Hader says, hello, Travis and delete the hey, Vin. And then Robbie making sure it says Dolph. Yeah, I know who you meant, Robbie. Dolph.
Old Dolph.
So.
Failure.
Corbin's just giving him a back.
Look, there he goes. He says, go get him.
He's like, go have a match. Go attack him.
Postman Pierce steps to the side. Sami Zayn on his way to the ring. Sami didn't like the truth, and he is super upset. And that's what happens. A lot of us don't like the truth, and when we hear it, we get upset. Boo!
Booze.
Oh, there's a match. Postman Pierce made it official, and now we are underway. Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn. First match of Raw. We got 40 days to get to WrestleMania.
I don't know what he was doing.
Sounded like he was getting beer out of the fridge.
Well, he was in the other fridge. basically, and
Oh, was the McKenna's room open?
well, he was in the other side, getting tissue out of there and eating it. Because, you know, he just had dinner, so he's starving to death.
Right.
It's official. Somebody threw a chair. I mean, Adam Pearce threw a chair. Adam Pearce said so.
He just stepped aside, said, "Go get him," and then they started the match. Bell rang.
Sorry for all
Oh,
the
there
noise
it goes.
on my microphone, guys. Trying to get it back.
Corbin's ripping the shirt off Sami. That's what we want to see.
Ew.
The pasty white skin of Sami Zayn. Look at his back.
All this. It's got her elbow now, it looks like.
He's all sorts of beat up last night.
Vindicator says, I'm just in time to see WWE be allergic to freshness and spontaneity again with another silly Corbin versus Zayn beef. Yeah, well.
It's new this year.
Yeah. Robbie says, I thought the new girl was called Tuesday on Wednesday. Film's like, hey, Vin, guess who birthday it is today? Sophie says, we have 6 weeks till Mania and Corbin isn't in anything leading to Mania. Who saw the New Japan pay-per-view?
I did. Well, I watched it all.
Travis watched some of it.
I watched it up into
The main
till
event.
the point of. I didn't watch the main event, believe it or not. I got done watching after the
After
Monet,
they fucked over Kairi Sane.
Monet and Kyrie. It's not Kyrie Sane. It's just Kyrie.
I don't care. They fucked her over. They fucked over Kairi Sane.
It's going to be one of those feuds that last a millennia. One of the greatest feuds in the history of New Japan Wrestling.
You're so full of crap.
That's what they said on the announce team. I'm just going by what they said, not what I said. I don't know shit about New Japan, other than I watched that. What gets me, though, is if you have a company and you want people to watch your shit, let people know that it exists.
True.
The only reason I knew that was going to be on, and this is Sasha Banks, by the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mercedes Moné. The only reason I knew it was going to be on is because of somebody posted a poster of it on Twitter, and they were excited to watch it tonight. And I'm like, well, it's not in the Elimination Chamber. What's this? And they're like, oh, no, it's on after or something, and it's in San Diego. I'm like, what the
I think Sophie mentioned it, too, in her chat.
Right. Well, I mean, I found out like a day or two before, but I'm just saying that it was like...
Like you're just saying, how would other people find out?
Yeah, like if you
Unless you were like the deep-seated into fucking indie wrestling and watched New Japan and kept up on all of their stuff.
Like, advertise it. Put a commercial. Spend a little bit of money. And maybe they don't have money, and I get that. Like, I understand. But you could at least buy one commercial during Raw.
Right? Something, right?
I mean, that's the only way you're going to get people to watch. Is have a commercial. You don't have to buy 6.
No.
But just buy a commercial during Raw on USA. Buy a commercial on Wednesdays on Dynamite on TNT.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have to be 12 of them.
No.
And if anything, pull some strings with Tony and say, hey, we'll let you use Okada in your next pay-per-view or whatever if you...
Do this.
Or, yeah, we'll let Sasha show up on your shit.
Right.
If
she wants to, but you'll have to pay her a hefty bonus.
Yeah, just let us run... Actually, have your commentators talk about our shit.
Right.
Something. I mean, holy crap.
I know. It's
to just drop it on somebody. And then the venue they were at only had 2,200 seats, and it wasn't sold out.
What the fuck? They only had 2,200 seats?
And it didn't sell out.
How much is this bitch getting paid from this company to be there?
Like $1 million, probably.
Is she going to bankrupt them?
I don't know. But what I do know is that they were planning on pay-per-views more than audience, I think. But you're going to have to do better than that. And you have to sell out if you've got Sasha. I mean, isn't she supposed to be the big business?
Like, supposedly from all the dumbasses in the wrestling world think that she's so fucking great.
Bailey was there in the crowd.
Wow. She was there?
In the crowd. Like, not like ringside. She was up against the wall off to this side. But
That's
they didn't
crazy.
show her because they weren't allowed to, obviously. But I don't think Triple H would have gave a shit. But people there took pictures of her.
Right.
So we know that she was there.
So that's why she's in Ottawa tonight.
Hey, guess what you're doing? Flying to Ottawa
Because
from Los Angeles.
she wasn't at the fucking
Or-
pay-per-view.
Right.
But
you know, anyways, like it was a good show. There was some fun matches on there. This one dude, like, they took all the ropes off and they had a match. It was Homicide and Finley or something like that. Anyways, the homeboy jumps off the top of a ladder and headbutts a steel chair on the guy's chest.
And nobody died.
I'm like, you know, I say this all the time. I always have respect for these wrestlers that get on the ladders because I have ladders.
Yeah.
And I climb them all the time to paint or screw in, duct, something.
Right.
And there is never a thought in my mind of just jumping off and landing on my stomach.
Head first off of it, basically. Diving off. Bitch.
And you know these guys do. And that there's not padding in some of these places. I get the whole ring kind of moves. But when they do it on the floor, like Jeff Hardy will jump off one ladder, land on another ladder, and break it in half. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to jump off one ladder and land on another ladder.
I think they make them special just for those instances.
Oh,
We're back from picture-in-picture,
I do
guys.
get that, but I'm just saying that. I mean, have you ever, any of you at home ever fantasized about jumping off of a ladder onto your driveway? Or even on your grass after you watered it? Like where it's fluffy?
On your mattress? Even on a mattress.
I might do it if I but it would be one of those things where I'd be paused for 30 seconds and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to do this. And then like just flip my feet over real quick and just hope that I didn't break something. These fuckers don't even think. They're just up there and just jumping head first into chairs. Homeboy turned at the end and landed on his shoulder. I thought for sure he was going to dislocate his shoulder.
Okay. Vindicator says it'll be a 40-day grind because nothing looks amazing to this WrestleMania to me except Cody versus Roman. Philip says Vin, our old friend Bryce, is turning 22. It's his birthday. Sophie says this Mania card is shaping up to be awesome so far. If Omega does leave AEW for the WWE, that will kill AEW.
Yeah, I don't know about that happening. I don't know if Jay White's coming either, but Jay White did lose to Eddie Kingston. That was one of the other things I was looking at. Mm-hmm. And he did lose. He lost clean and weird. He lost to Eddie Kingston. And there might be some Eddie Kingston fans out there, but how the fuck did Eddie Kingston beat this guy if he's supposed to be that
so great? Yeah.
'Cause Eddie Kingston isn't great.
No.
He's good at best. But he's not.
He's like a mediocre kind of guy.
He's good at best. Yeah. At his best, he's good. He's not great. And even if all cylinders are firing in line, he's not great.
Right.
We've seen that.
Vindicator says,
whoa!
Tell Bryce said happy birthday, Phil. I'm hoping for 22 more good years. Chris says unless Kyrie comes back to WWE, that'll never happen. Film says awesome, super happy for Sasha becoming New Japan Pro Wrestling Women's Champion. Sophie says, doesn't New Japan have a working relationship with AEW? They kind of have a working relationship with both of them. They've kept the doors open to both AEW and WWE, but I feel like they were more inclined, kind of like Impact, to kind of veer towards WWE just because AEW's guy who runs it is a little bit hard to work with.
Maybe. Well, now.
Yeah.
Compared to Triple H.
Yeah.
Because Triple H is going to be way open to it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
Sami
of course,
Zayn with the Hulula kick right at the 9-minute mark. Look at that.
His ass beat. Of
8:58.
That's fucking ridiculous. Film's like, so that. Phil says, hey, Bryce, my friend Vin wants you to know. He says, happy birthday to you. Sophie says, I only knew about the New Japan from Twitter. Bryce says, thank you, Vin. Totally appreciate it. Vinegar says, Kyrie coming back would not be a smart move. Her tiny self would get buried by Spawn, Bianca, or Ridley as the preferred champions. It's not just that, Vin, but Kyrie's saying, I don't know if she has stuff open to work with WWE, but you know WWE was in the talks of having a WWE Japan, right? And so that stuff might still be on a back burner somewhere.
Oh, it's going
to. And for her, that would be the best opportunity because of her working relationship with where she's at and what she's doing. So in all reality, it would be a smarter move business-wise for her and WWE to keep her there. Even if she came back to WWE, it would only be because they started a WWE Japan. Sophie says Tony Khan has been tweeting like a baby this whole weekend. Chris says there is also a video of Kenny Omega greeting Sasha backstage after a match. Vindicator says WWE is too obsessed now with title runs that ridiculously overstay their welcome.
I saw the one with Kenny and her before, but I didn't see one after. But I honestly, I didn't look, so they're probably right. But that would be weird if he came talk to her again.
Yeah. Sophie says, I only knew about the New Japan pay-per-view because of it. We understood you, Sophie. Films like not going to lie, the Elimination Chamber sucked in my honest opinion. Carmelo almost had the win against Asuka. Sophie says we should find out the first WWE Hall of Famer soon. Ring of Honor is another company that you don't find out there's a pay-per-view until a couple days before it. Which is sad because AEW owns them and they should be promoting their other places and other things like that, right?
I think they do...
On Rampage or something?
Yeah, like when you're not listening kind of a thing. Like
maybe. Ravi says wrestlers are going to die soon the way they go on. Sophie says John Cena is coming to Raw in a couple weeks. Vindicator says I dreamed of jumping off the WWE headquarters building like Shawn Michaels did in the Raw intros from the 90s. Ravi says D has a feeling to jump around like Spider-Man. Or just jump off of things. Oh, look at that.
Rhea.
Sophie says Jay White, I hear, is open to going to the WWE. Vindicator says, then I woke up and realized I could never do that because I'm not cross-eyed.
Right.
Because you knew where the building ended. That's why you couldn't jump off of it. Where he's like, I don't know where the building ends, so I don't know if I could jump. Just kidding.
I look at it like, I don't remember what I was going to say. Oh, jumping off buildings. Oh. That's nuts.
Oh.
Like, it's just nuts to think of. And we saw it during the pandemic one where they did it at the headquarters.
Oh, mm-hmm.
We thought they were, like, jumping off. But like,
there was a platform.
But they just had a lower roof with a big padding there.
Mm-hmm.
But it looked like their bastards were jumping off the building. I think it was AJ Styles was throwing people off or something. It's like, ah.
Film's like, all right, way to go, Sami Zayn. Ravi's like, Sami with the big boot like test. Sophie stopped with fake news. Vindicator says, Sami beat Corbin. Nice, who cares? Move on. Do something new and interesting for once, WWE. Sophie says,
Rhea and Dominic interview next. That'll be fun.
So Omega will be the second EVP to leave the company he built in back-to-back years if he does sign with the WWE.
Do you think that Jay White will sign with WWE? And if he does sign with WWE, what is he? Is he a step above The Miz? Below The Miz? Is he on that level?
Well, if he's going to let people like Eddie Kingston
well, you can't go by that
him.
Because the thing was a match to leave, right? So he left, and then he got beat up afterwards by their new kid. I can't remember what his name was. Finley? Like Finley's son, maybe? I don't know if that's who it is, but anyway. And then he kind of got the crowd all into him because it looked like that's what they were trying to do, is replace Jay White with this kid. Mm-hmm. I know nothing about Japan wrestling, so I can't speculate, but that's what it looked like from an outsider's view. But what's he gonna do? I mean, are they planning on pushing him to the top? Is he gonna wrestle Cody Rhodes for the world championship and push Roman to the limit?
Right.
Is he that guy? Because as of what I'm seeing, he doesn't even look like that guy even a little bit.
Right.
So at best, he's who?
I don't know. Out there in the audience.
Well, that's why we're talking to him.
If Jay White came to WWE for real, like let's just say it happened. Okay?
He showed up.
Who is he going to be? Like where
does he
Where
fall?
is he going to fit? Like Gargano fit? Like, like Finn Balor fit? AJ Styles fit? Because he was part of that group, right? He was part of all those guys supposedly or something. Is he going to be like that, or is he going to be just a has-been, an underdog, a nobody, a jobber? He'll never promote to anything because he won't be able to make his character different. Like Karrion Kross coming back and he still falls flat and short and duddy. Like, where would he land, I guess? Let's see.
I mean, that was kind of black and white.
Robbie says...
Is he going to be Roman Reigns? Or is he going to be Bronson Reed?
Robbie says Corey looking like an emo singer. Edge Theory looks like there could be some action tonight. Harley says, did anybody watch the WWE Legend biography on A&E last night?
No, but I did record it.
No, because I played a video game.
I bet it was awesome, though, because anytime they talk about Hulk Hogan and Andre,
yeah,
you get the behind-the-scenes stuff, and it's usually off the hook with those guys, because that was at wrestling's peak. Like, wrestling's never been bigger than it was then. That match got like 38 million people watching it.
Wow. Sophie says, who is interested in Honor Club, and do you have to chip in every week to watch Ring of Honor TV? I don't know.
So, yes, you have to pay.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that Honor Club stuff is a paid thing.
You pay for that. I think it's like $9 a month, or $9.99 a month. But you don't get any pay-per-views. If they added the pay-per-views and maybe charged $12, might be worth it.
John Wilson is in our chat. Hey, John, thanks for joining us today. Appreciate you coming by tonight and hanging out with us. If you're new, subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. We're here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
And what's your thoughts on Jay White,
Dynamite,
if you have any?
And right now, we're back with Raw, having an interview with Rhea and Dominic.
Raw. Byron Saxton. It's Raw. Fuck it.
John says, hey guys, just discovered you. Been a wrestling fan my whole life, and I'm 44 years old. Hope you guys are doing well. We're doing pretty good. Hopefully you had a good weekend, John. Good start to your week, maybe?
Yeah, no, it's over. Edge and Beth Phoenix is over.
Chris says, hello, Jake the Snake, creepy backstage promos, films like Rhea Hearts. Ravi says, I get dizzy looking at Sean with his cross eyes. Chris says, David Finlay tag teams with Juice Robinson.
Oh, okay.
Robbie says mid-Carter fit. He's going that Jay White would be more of a mid-Carter fit.
And that's tough. Like, if he goes to AEW, I think he's going to get pushed to the top-ish. You know,
because he's a tiny little dude.
It's going to be harder to push him to the top because MJF's the champion, and they're not going to want to take it off him yet. But there's plenty of people that he can feud with there. And I don't know what they have in WWE if he's going to mid-card it. Well, Austin Theories.
Maybe. I don't know. Chris says, well, everyone thinks Jay White is on or better than Roman. Like, Finn did beat Roman clean before, but that was before he was the tribal chief. The problem with Cross is because there was less Scarlett as a witch. Like, she was in NXT and not being pushed. Robbie says, is wrestling bigger now that Condom is wrestling? Robbie probably thinks so. Yeah, when she comes out as
so when are these two heading over there? Because they both have feuds with SmackDown characters.
True. Chris says, but you have to understand not being pushed doesn't mean that you aren't the greatest wrestler, but because it's WWE, presentation comes before wrestling abilities.
Fact.
Okay, that's true, Chris, but at the same time, there are people that aren't being pushed and aren't the greatest wrestlers, and there's the greatest wrestlers who aren't being pushed right now because they have their time in the sun. Is Jay White going to be a, hey, you're a little dude, we're going to push you, and we're going to have you be our champion?
To be honest, I don't know what size he is. He didn't seem
He
that
was on
small.
AEW, and he wasn't, like, anywhere near, like,
he's
Wardlow
not, like,
size.
No, I don't think he's that size.
And Wardlow's not a very big guy. Compared to some of the guys in WWE, he's kind of, like, not as tall. You know what I mean?
I get that. I'm thinking if he's around 6 foot, they can handle it.
Right.
If he's 6 foot.
Yeah.
If he's under 6 foot, then you're going to have some problems booking him against some of the big guys. And you know, a lot of people don't like this guy here.
Logan Paul.
But this is a star.
Yeah, this Seth Rollins Logan Paul feud
that's gonna
brings people, whether you hate him or like him, it brings people to watch it. That's why.
He's a star, and not only that, but that match is going to be the best match of the weekend when it's all said and done, because he's going to be able to keep up with Seth.
Yeah.
And it's going to be good.
Robbie says, D, you should get that same Rhea tattoo under your eye. You would... So freaking cool. It's not a tattoo, dude. It changes like almost every week that she has something. It's like she like paints it on with eyeliner or liquid eyeliner or something. A stencil of something. Sometimes it's her scales. Sometimes it's something else. John Wilson says, to be honest, I have no opinion on the current product because I've taken a long break. Just recently getting back into it. I've only watched the Royal Rumble every year because I never miss that.
Can't miss it, right? It's one of the best pay-per-views. I like that one. I like Money in the Bank, and I like WrestleMania. That's kind of my three that I really
No matter what. Like, Travis did do the same thing, by the way, John. Travis took, like, a long hiatus from watching wrestling, and then he started kind of getting back into it, and then we started this channel about 3 years ago, so Well, yeah, 3 years ago. A little over 3 years ago.
But yeah, thanks for hanging out with us.
But thanks for being with us. Yeah, I know it's hard when you don't really have an opinion on the current product because you haven't been watching it.
Well, especially Jay White, he's not going to know New
Yeah,
Japan.
you might not know who he is at all. I don't really know him. And the only reason why I know anything about him and his name is because he showed up in AEW a couple times. That was it. Like, that's all that I know. Sophie says Kota Ibushi is open to the WWE. Chris says Jay White is like Logan Paul size. Is he, though? Because Logan Paul's a pretty big guy.
I think Logan Paul's like 6'2".
Yeah. Robbie's message retracted, but Sophie says if Jay White goes to AEW, where would he fit in? That's our question, Sophie. That's the question. We're asking you, where do you think he would fit in AEW or WWE? It doesn't matter. Like, where do you think he would fit in?
I have a feeling that he's losing tonight. Austin Theory. He just said it. He just said John Cena's coming back in 2 weeks.
Oh.
So he's already starting the John Cena stuff. So they're going to fight. And they don't want to put a title on John Cena.
No.
So if they want John Cena to win that match, that's how predictable WWE is. If John Cena's going to win, Theory drops the belt.
Right.
If Theory is going to win, then Theory keeps the belt.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, he can lose it within the next 5 or 6 Monday nights.
True.
Also, but I have a feeling in Canada,
hey, it's Dolph.
They could easily. Oh, this is that Ali match.
Here it's Dolph, everybody. We haven't seen Dolph for a second. Chris says they could make Logan Paul like WWE version of Kenny. All he has to do is grow his hair out. Piccola says, nice, John. Glad to see you hop in. Ohana. Yeah, hey, thanks, Piccola, for joining us tonight. Appreciate it, hun. Hopefully you had a good weekend. John Wilson says again, and I've never once watched AEW, but slowly but surely getting back into it. My fave wrestler for decades has been Sheamus, and I've heard he's been kicking ass. So
he's doing really good. He's with Drew McIntyre right now. So
yeah, he's kind of been hanging out with them. He's kind of part of the Brawling Brutes. He has a couple dudes with him.
Butch,
and oh my gosh, every time.
Yeah, it's the hardest one for me to
I
remember.
don't know why his name is like out here. Hello.
Yeah, it's right there.
Hello. Anyways, another guy. He's kind of new.
He broke Big E's neck.
Oh, yeah.
In real life, Big E. I don't know if you know who Big E Langston was.
Yeah, he was around for quite a long time.
He actually really did break Big E's neck, and Big E's been out for about a year now.
Muscular Chris Pratt. People, yes. Muscular Chris Pratt. Perfect.
Chris Pratt.
Robbie says Beth thinking she's just turned 30. Sophie says Sami Zayn wants Canada to have a WrestleMania. Robbie says Theory is a decent heel. Sophie says Piccola got promoted as a mod. When did that happen? Piccola's like, I don't know, Sophie, you nervous? Robbie says I stopped watching WWE wrestling in 2003 and got back slowly into it in 2018.
Oh, wow, that's a huge break. I stopped watching it right after Hulk Hogan lost to The Rock at WrestleMania. I watched maybe a week or two after that, and then I got back into it in 12. So I was off about like 8 years or something. I wasn't out that long. That's a long time.
That's 15 years. 15 years. Piccola's like, I got my mania push, y'all. That's right, Piccola. Sophie says, but we don't know if that Austin Theory Cena match will be for the U.S. Championship. That's what we're going with.
Exactly.
It's not going to probably be,
so if Edge
right?
wins tonight, it makes sense.
Right? They got to give okay, guys, right? They have to give some kind of Canadian title tonight, right?
They got to end their trip in Canada with the championship.
You know, because those poor Canadians, poor Sammy, you know. Vindicator says Kathy Kelly is such a hottie. Sorry, just a random thought.
She's a cutie. Ridge Holland.
Rich, yes. I was getting to that. Anyways, Robbie says AEW,
anywhere.
He would be a top guy. Piccolo says muscular Chris Pratt.
I just
had
Ridge Holland. I had to get it out of my head.
Sophie says, if Jay White goes to AEW, he will be out of the loop with all the main event talent that they do have.
They'll just put him right in it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if he's going to sign there.
Maybe not quite as, not quite as big as, like, where they're going. But he's going to have to be, like, up there, right?
Let's be honest. Who's their top babyface right now? If you think about it.
Oh, man. A babyface?
Adam Cole.
Oh, yeah.
Absolute
we haven't
biggest,
seen him.
But he's still there. He's their big. He's coming back. He's this big baby face.
Oh, God.
Adam Cole's first match Jay White.
Yeah.
A super uber heel.
Right.
Violent heel. They call him the Switchblade.
Oh, yeah. See, that guy's not that big. I don't feel he's that big. Vindicator says Butch Orange Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. John says, and Butch is Pete Dunne, correct? Yes, John, that's Pete Dunne. Yep.
Yes, it was Pete
Chris
Dunne.
says, John Wilson, if you watch AEW, look up Daddy Magic Matt Menard.
Oh, God.
That guy is freaking hilarious.
Well, that's how, so you can jump into the conversations with us.
Like, there are some people in AEW that make it worthwhile watching. Matt Menard
I like
is
Matt
possibly
Matt
one of them.
or yeah Matt Caster.
Matt Caster.
It's
He's
not
one
Matt.
of
That's the wrong word. It's
Max
Caster.
He's pretty funny.
He's literally my favorite just because he raps on the way down to the ring and he says some very inappropriate shit,
Yes.
and it just makes me laugh.
Mustafa Ali.
Yep.
Mustafa. And Dolph Ziggler is what we're having a match of right now, guys. Mustafa's just coming
And
down
they've
to
been
the ring.
building this up for a while. Is Ali the good?
I don't know, but
This
he's
is
out there like
uber
smiling
baby
and being
face.
all, look at my face. Oh, God. That's
Shaking
just gonna be
hands.
gross. Vindicator says, stop the excuses and stop complaining. Oh, I didn't see this last week. Was I not here? I feel like I missed it.
Oh, he's making fun of Hulk Hogan right there. Yeah, he's got
Right.
one of those attitudes where you can't teach.
Right?
He's unteachable. If I smile more, right?
To
If I
beat
say
you.
my prayers, take my vitamins. That's what
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan.
Vindicator says,
there's
Rich
the bell.
Holland broke Biggie in half. See, Vin got to it.
We all got
He
there.
put it on there before you said it.
I'm sure.
Bobby says, Cole, good luck beating Roman. Can't phone a friend D to help you cheat to win.
Oh,
Harley says, so does Edge win tonight, then lose the title at WrestleMania to Finn Balor?
they could do that. I don't know when he's planning on leaving for good, but I heard that his contract's running out around that time, so they could do that. And then that way he gets a good little title run in.
John says, I stopped watching during the pandemic and just now getting back. So
Oh, okay.
3 years-ish. I haven't been away too long. No.
Yeah,
no.
that's not too bad. Most of the wrestlers are the same
Yeah.
in this company. AEW is a little bit different.
AEW is a little new. They just barely started getting on TV about
Well, they
3
were-
years ago.
Well, they were on when the pandemic hit for about 3 months
Yeah.
before the pandemic, or 4 months, whenever the pandemic. I always look at it as January is when it started, but in reality it wasn't until like March. So they were on for about 6 months. But if you weren't watching it, then obviously you're not going to know. But if you were watching it, it's changed. There's a few guys that are the same, but they've changed it. It was actually a lot more fun back then, I think. Now it's a little bit more corporate.
Nice. Sophie says Edge versus Finn and John Cena versus Theory don't need a U.S. Championship match at Mania.
Yeah, and sometimes they don't put those belts on the line at those pay-per-views, but I feel like that one needs to be.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get Gunther in it with the championship on the line.
Picola, it's only fair we talk down on Canada, but secretly enjoy Jim Carrey, Shania Twain, and Sammy. It's a double-edged sword, eh?
You don't impress me much.
Sophie says if Jay White goes to the WWE, he will be a big boost to whatever brand he lands on. Chris says, damn, I bet No Knees Tegan is a paraplegic at this point. Sucking up Triple H this whole time. She hasn't seen the light of day at all, which is fine. She can stay there.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Chris.
I forgot about her,
No.
but she hasn't been on
That's
there.
that's
Paraplegic.
cruel and funny as fuck. I'm sorry.
What? 2, 3, got him, only wins! 2 minutes, 14 seconds.
Film says, hey, Piccola, how are you doing today? Big heart, big hugs to you. Sophie says, right now, SmackDown and Raw don't have that many main event guys like AEW does.
Right?
Piccola says, what's going on, Film? Just have company at the house. Had some good eating this weekend. Nice food. AFW Wrestling in the chat. Hey, AFW, nice to see you tonight. Says, I just asked WWE Shop Chat support, when will Roman Reigns lose his titles? And they said WrestleMania 39.
Fact. And that's when it's going to happen. Cody Rhodes walks
Vindicator
out.
says Dolph is such a joke with his weird cartoonish pants. Nobody in that locker room or catering should be intimidated by him. Well, Vin Ali won it, so that's, there you go, right? Sophie says Edge versus Finn and Cena versus Theory don't need U.S. Championship in their matches.
So what are you going to do with the
That's pretty
title,
much
though?
what
I
you
understand that you don't. You don't need the title. Those
Yeah, you
matches
don't need
make
the title in
themselves.
your in there.
Look at this.
It's Miz and Maurice back there. Does he have a match tonight, The Miz?
I don't know, but she looks like
But
the
she's
Galaxy.
Canadian, so it makes sense that she would be there.
Yeah, she doesn't even need a passport.
Oh my goodness. Pickle says, yes, AEW Year 1, aka the Joey Janela era. Right?
The gift is too expensive to cross
Joey
the Canadian
Janela.
border.
Joey Janela era.
Oh, Joey Janela.
Picola.
Read the room.
That didn't count. Vindicator's like, disappointing how they never put Ollie up against somebody wrestling interesting where the crowd could get behind him. Vindicator, they have to rebuild Ollie up. He has such a terrible attitude, like even in real life. And it's surprising that he's even still around. John says, the only wrestlers I know in AEW outside of old WWE guys is Fuego del Sol.
Read the room. She keeps talking.
Controversial victories. Chris says, I'm sure WWE just wants Roman to be champ for 1,000 days just so they can set a new standard for modern day title reigns. But back then, champions were champs for 15 years at a time. Yeah, 4 years at a time even.
Yeah, there was quite a few. I think Ric Flair had it like 3 years once and then 4 years once, like back to back.
Right. Film says, Picola, just tell I'm a good friend. Bryce, happy birthday. It's his birthday today. Vindicator says, Sophie, nobody is a big boost to anything unless they are booked properly. Sophie says, I wonder how many fans stopped watching wrestling during the pandemic. According to a lot of people, they did just because there wasn't crowds.
You know, when they lost their most fans was in 2014. It was right there, right after CM Punk left. But there was a lot more going on. It wasn't because of Punk. But
Right, just other stuff
the whole
happening.
wrestling thing, like the whole thing changed. The whole attitude, everything just changed. The PDG came in and a lot of people bounced. They lost like something like 40% of their audience.
Wow. Robbie says, Ali, such a loser. John says, even though I haven't watched, I've kept up with what's going on via podcasts like Solo Monster, ADB, etc. But I'm super old school fan with a book of knowledge from the 80s and 90s. I'm like Rain Man.
That's see,
Travis is too.
We'll
that's
get along there
that's
because
basically.
That's what I grew up with. I love that stuff. So.
Yeah, that's what Travis grew up with and stuff and everything. So he knows a lot of the old school stuff more than.
That's what I'm posting on my TikTok.
Robbie says, get a room, The Miz. Sophie says, I wonder who The Miz is facing at Mania. Chris says, I wish they would push my boy Angel Garza. He's been in catering for years at this point. Which is sad, right? Because I think even Humberto Carrillo could be Intercontinental champ or something. I mean, it's just ridiculous or put him as actual tag team people.
Yes, a real
push them. They're tag teams. I mean, they've been together long enough to be considered a real tag team.
Crap. The only real problem I have with putting championship belts on people that can't cut good promos, that's my belief.
Yeah.
Is it makes the product a little bit harder for the champions because they can't cut promos. That's why Asuka is a hard champion. Even though she's really over with a lot of fans right now, it's just hard to put the title on her and take it off of Bianca when Bianca can come out and cut a promo.
Right. Or can go to
an event
and talk and go through stuff and everything. I mean, she could in Japan. I mean, hell, that's when you want to make her champion, right? Do a WWE Japan and have Asuka your champion and send her over there. And have her do a lot of the conversations
as the main
and
champion,
stuff.
As the Raw
as the
or
main,
SmackDown.
Yes. Exactly.
Not have her wrestle, just
have her be there and have her be that spokesperson and the face of WWE over here for if they actually were going to go through with the whole Japan stuff, which
and then do a WrestleMania in Japan.
Yeah,
that would be pretty cool. But I think there's some other countries that need it first. I think Australia would be a really good
Candy
one.
Bar? That's weird. Sorry.
France would be a good place to have a WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Obviously, Great Britain.
I mean, Canada would be as well. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing it.
Canada's not a stretch.
I know
if it was in Canada, it wouldn't be that impressive.
I mean, in the sense of that, Puerto Rico, somewhere in South America, Mexico, that would be a good one.
They'd have to have security details or whatever, but it would
and they would definitely be. You can't go in this vicinity, and you're leaving at this time.
Right.
So yeah, Let's see. Sophie says Logan Paul versus Seth. Who is the heel and face in that feud?
I think
I don't know
Logan's
if it
going to
really
be a
matters.
giant heel because he just is. Because a lot of people don't like him because of his YouTube career.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you know, Jake Paul. He's just a bad guy. They call him the problem child. There's a reason for it. It's because people don't like him because they're famous.
Right. Yeah. Bryce says, so happy. Also, great news, Dee and Travis. On June 10th, I'm going to Wrestling Con, River City in Florida. I will meet Bryan Danielson. Well, congratulations. Not only is it your birthday, happy birthday today, but you're also going to Wrestling Con in Florida.
On the 10th.
Bryce says, Cody Rhodes, let's go, Cody. He's coming up next. Let's go. Robbie's message retracted. Sophie says, with them booking Cody perfect since his return to the WWE, Omega is probably looking at that. Chris says, hello, Miz protege. Always turn on him. Alex, Riley, Logan Paul, Ciampa.
Yeah, well, that's the
Ciampa,
point.
like, totally, like, disappeared. Did he, like, have another really bad injury
I'm just
or
hoping
something?
that he's not severely injured.
One, because the last time he disappeared like this in NXT, he had an injury. He came up to WWE, got an injury, and then when he came back on NXT. Then he got another injury, and he was gone for like over a year.
That was the neck.
Yeah. Ravi says, NXT wants to make me vomit, barf. Vindicator says, oh, God, I like Cody, but I'm not sitting through another of his sob story promos.
I'm worried about this because we still got 5 or 6 of these left.
Yes.
And that is worrisome. And they're in Canada. This is worrying me tonight.
Sophie says, I'm a Rain Man when it comes to TV shows. Chris says, I wish Alex Riley would come back and take out Miz. The story writes itself. Harley says, thanks for helping me take my mind off some stuff right now. Had to break up with my girlfriend today. I know she was cheating on me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dames. What?
I cheated on Travis this weekend and played a video game.
Yeah. She hung out with Harry Potter the whole time.
Video game all weekend. Piccolo says, you need an umbrella, Sophie. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Harley. Sometimes in life, other people make choices that make us have to change things for us. Piccolo says, you need an umbrella, Sophie. And John says, yeah, Travis and I should get along just fine if he's an 80s and 90s guy.
That's my era. I loved it.
Sophie says Sasha Banks is open to a return to the WWE. Chris says WWE also have Miko Satomura. They could have her versus Asuka, a.k.a. Kana, in WWE Japan. Piccolo says, I imagine, John, you had collected tapes or started early with Coliseum home videos. Sophie says, this is the time of year where the WWE looks at every free agent and soon-to-be free agents and also to figure out who to cut.
Yep, they also cut people right there. So
Chris says their match in Japan was awesome, and they had music during their match. It was dramatic. Film says, I missed the Rhea Ripley segment. I'm still here. They didn't really do much.
She's done with the Beth Phoenix thing.
Yeah.
Don't even talk to her about it. She's looking forward to WrestleMania, and she's going to stand over the shattered queendom of Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
Because that's her place.
Yep. Let's see. Sophie says, it doesn't matter, but to the people that is going to Mania, it will matter because they won't know who to cheer for. John says, okay, guys, I'm actually on a lunch break at work and I got to head back. Hello and goodbye from Disneyland Park where I work. We will talk old WWF soon, Travis. All right, John.
I'll be here.
Have a good time.
Mondays, Wednesdays,
getting back
and
to
Fridays.
work.
Enjoy Disney.
Enjoy working. Robbie says, what a waste of wrestling just to be a spokesperson. Film says, that's awesome, Bryce. Sophie says, Ciampa got surgery. Bryce says, yeah, let's go, Cody. Chris says that, John, you will also love a WWE wrestler on SmackDown named LA Knight. He was formerly known as Eli Drake in TNA.
Eli Drake.
Sophie says, do you think Cody will mention AEW in one of his promos in his feud with Roman?
He could.
Maybe.
He's going to put it on his belt.
He won't say their name, though. He will say that other place I came from. Ravi says, at least this white hair man doesn't take a long time to get in the ring. He does not.
Oh! Immediately they got
And
Paul.
immediately interrupted with
That's
Paul
how
Heyman.
they do it. That's how they get him over in Canada.
Yep. Oh, God! He's attraction.
He got his big old neck collar on.
He has a neck collar on tonight from getting attacked. Jeez. Piccolo's like, Canadians can't spell LOL nightmare easily, really.
Come out here.
Bryce says, thank you, Film. Film's like, no problem, bro. Ravi says, my man needs to be sponsored by Kleenex for this sob story. Sophie says
Come
the
on,
more
Mr.
Tony
Hayner.
Khan acts like a kid, he might lose most of his stars on the roster. Chris says Cody about to give her presidential speech. Robbie says, Cola, you are the nightmare.
Coyote
A coyote act.
Coyote act. Coyote act.
I don't know who he got attacked from.
Oh, he got stunnered by Kevin Owens. He attacked Kevin. He
Oh.
started punching Kevin in the back.
That's right. I forgot it was Kevin that did it to him.
Yeah.
Tell us, Paul, what's the true strategy? Or, what did he say?
It'll fall onto him, the true tragedy.
Tragedy, that's the word. I caught it, but didn't catch it. The true tragedy.
Man to man. Face to face. Because your dad wanted
So
Roman
it says
as
Tony
his
Khan
son.
still thinks his dad will buy the WWE. Piccolo says the mic piece on his neck brace is comedic gold, right?
Let's be
It's like
hon-
right up here.
Let's be honest. His dad watches enough to know that there's no way he's going to invest millions into a company
To
that
see-
his
to have-
son is going to run. Now, he might buy it and put Triple H in charge of it and
Right.
keep his son completely away from it.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised. That would be. I could see that happening.
Right.
So there you go. Now you got competition with me. What will your life be like?
What will?
So we got Paul
Indentured
Heyman.
servitude. He's
Yeah.
talking about slavery, guys.
Legal slavery. EF. What's that have anything to do
Why
with
does he need
rights
Paul
and tea?
Heyman with him?
That's just weird. Paul Heyman's being weird. What's he telling us? What's the point?
What's the underlying story of this? Piccolo says that. Justin Martinez in the chat. Hey, Justin says, you think the Judgment Day is going to make Edge lose a United States Championship match also? It is. Is
They
it the main
could do
event?
that. Yeah, I would assume that'll be your main event tonight, just because it's Edge in Canada.
Yeah. Sophie says, I heard the XFL this time is a little bit better. Triple H did mention the sale at the post show on Saturday. Robbie says, someone with crook neck sure can move well. LOL, by God, he's better than Jesus. Yes.
Peoria.
The title defense is in Peoria. Torrance pounds in the chat. Hey, Torrance says the Judgment Day will possibly cause Edge's U.S. title, which sets up Finn and him at WrestleMania to finally end the feud. That might be a possibility as well.
He's basically telling him it's going to take his whole life if he wins the championship.
Sophie says, I wouldn't be surprised if the Edge match is the main event. And Chris says, because Paul does promos for Roman, which is hilarious because Cody does his own promos.
Look at that. He's mind games here. Is that what you want for your wife and child? Be home 60 days a year, and those 60 days, 20 of them, you'll be on Skype calls.
Oh, Roman did it. He had twins during it.
Oh, Lord.
And cancer.
Well, if he's happily married and he's had the title for 900 days. Oh, Paul Heyman going to keep Brandy warm.
But I'm not.
Like Brandy's going to do anything with.
Like Brandy would allow you in her home.
It doesn't even make sense. So he's saying he's going to win no matter what? Like, isn't that what he's just said? Your WrestleMania dreams, if you win, then this will happen. So your WrestleMania dreams is your nightmare?
Because he won't be able to he won't be home with his wife and kids.
Paul Heyman will be keeping Brandy warm at night.
And that was why he was sad about his dad, because his dad was never home. I think he was throwing that out there.
Roman's great.
Are they?
Do not send this man again. Soon as in Friday?
Robbie says legal slavery, for example, making D sit through 3 hours of Raw, right? Chris says Paul Cody was a VP. Film says, Pickle, how was your day? Sophie says, with that Edge Beth win, it seemed like they ended that Edge Judgment Day feud.
The story that Sami Zayn couldn't finish, Cody's going to finish. I can't help, every time I see him and freaking Sami Zayn, I think of the claymation Rudolph cartoons.
Okay.
Right? The ones, but in the 70s, not the original. Mm-hmm. When there was like the two Santa Clauses and one was like, or not Santa Claus, but like one was hot and one was cold.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
He has the hair of the cold one.
Right.
And then Santa Claus has that's Sami Zayn. He's got that red beard and the red hair and that.
Right.
Kris Kringle.
Yeah.
Every time. I can't help it. I know it's not Christmas season, so I should bring it up.
Peakwell says, yeah, I don't see why this will hold water. Just about every champion I know has a family, right? Robbie's like, why do they drop the mic on wrestling? Always wounded. Sophie says, do you think Roman will hold the championship to 1,000 days? I don't know. If he loses
whatever
at WrestleMania,
he has now plus 40.
Sophie says, too bad Orton is out injured. He has history with Cody. Film's like, okay, Piccola. Film's like, boo, Oscar, boo. And Sophie's like, Bailey was at the New Japan pay-per-view supporting her baby best friend. Yeah, Sophie, we talked about it a little bit earlier. I don't know if you were in here yet or if you just weren't listening.
What was that?
That Bailey was there for Sasha.
Ooh, what is it?
She's going to be on the Raw tonight in Ottawa.
Asuka.
Bailey will be. She's going to be doing her Ding Dong show.
There she comes.
Pickle says, what's supposed to main event tonight? Well, along with everybody else, if it's not the Edge versus Austin Theory match, I'll be surprised.
In Canada, Edge comes out last, even though he's not champion. The crowd's going to blow the roof off the place.
Yeah. Sophie says, I don't think I was in here when you were talking about that New Japan pay-per-view. Probably not, because we did hit on that a lot. Robbie says, Carmella screaming louder than Dee when she was born when Carmella was placed in the armbar. Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Is Asuka wrestling? She's in gear, so maybe she's going to wrestle Carmella. Oh, no, Nikki Cross.
Might as well have a match with somebody.
Is she deranged? Is she maniacal?
I don't know. The other one spits in people's faces, so I'm not sure which is worse or better.
Yeah, it's just kind of a weird one. Is Asuka babyface? I mean, they sure got her baby-faced, right?
Do they? I mean, is she, though?
Nikki Cross is a heel.
I know, but Asuka, like, spits in people's faces, so I'm not sure how nice that is.
Well, Bianca's not going to be the heel going into it, so it's got to be Asuka. Asuka wins the championship with the green mist. mean, I'm not opposed to it, or her winning by any means.
Right.
I just don't like that she can't cut promos, although it's pretty fun to listen to her in Japanese. Just go crazy.
I want her to cut promos in Japanese and just give us closed captioning. Subtitles. Robbie says Nikki Cross needs to win a title. She has won a title. She's been a tag team champion before.
Who?
Nikki Cross.
Yeah.
And
She's
she
been the
has
world
won a
champion.
women's world championship title
She beat,
as
like,
well.
Rhea Ripley or something, didn't she?
I don't remember. I thought she had Money in the Bank and came down and cashed it in.
I don't remember her winning Money in the Bank.
Really?
Yeah. She was with...
Maybe it wasn't that one.
Yeah, I think she beat Rhea Ripley for the title. Either that or... Who else had the title at that time? They were doing that little... It was a little short little thing. I think it was Rhea, though, that she beat.
Mm.
No one can.
The whole city's on the edge of their seat. You're a close talker. What's with the voice? She is the man.
WrestleMania's coming.
Film's like, what time is it? Sophie says, I'm surprised we didn't get the first face-to-face interaction between Roman and Cody. Chris says they need to make this Asuka more darker, like more scarier, because right now she's just like a clown.
She has purple eyes.
You know what, Chris? For some people, that's quite terrifying.
Yeah, there's a name
I
for
do
that.
know somebody who is afraid of clowns. He comes in our chat sometimes. He's actually been on the show before.
Terrified.
Terrified of him. Robbie says, you never answered my mic question. Oh, why do they drop the mic on wrestling? He's always wondered.
You got a mic drop.
You got a mic drop. You got to
After
say
you make
something
your
dramatic
point.
and then drop the mic. Isn't that what you do that when you do like your DJing and you like make a great like rap or whatever? And you're just like, mic drop, and then walk away.
He's like, no, my mics are expensive. Their mics are expensive too.
You just get
And they don't
just
care.
get cheap, crappy ones to throw around.
I dropped one the other day. I got some in this drawer.
Piccolo says, I thought this makeup move is heelish. The one for Asuka, right? That's what I thought. I thought she was supposed to be some character.
I think she's just
Kana,
really
she's supposed
over.
To be not nice.
Well, she's really over, and so the crowd's not going to boo her.
Right.
That's the problem with her.
Because
right
she
this
went
second.
back to her Kana stuff. I thought that's why
Yeah.
everybody was so excited. Bryce says, hey guys, it's time for me to go. See you all later for Wednesday. Bye. Peace out. Bye, Bryce. Happy birthday.
Bryce.
Thanks for hanging out with us a little bit on your birthday. See you on a Wednesday.
Hey,
How old is this commercial? How
Oh,
long has it been around for?
115
The Cadbury cream egg commercials.
this came out right at the turn of the 18th to 19th century.
I think so. Definitely.
They played it in the theaters because they didn't have TV yet till like the 40s.
Did they act it out?
It was it. Same commercial.
They acted it out at the theater until they could record it, and then they're like, "Okay, that's a wrap, guys." Torrance says, "I wonder if Cody doesn't finish the story and win the title, who will dethrone Roman?"
Nobody.
So he would just stay the title winner.
At that point, there is nobody. I mean, Seth. They could build Seth to do it.
In all reality, I really would rather them just make it about one title and one title only. But they'll probably make it the undisputed title person.
Yeah, Cody's gonna win it, and then they can probably split it after that when they do the brand split and the draft. It should come right up after that.
Right.
And that's the way to do it. Draft, and then, hey, we need a champion, so we're going to do a championship split and then a tournament or something. I'd love to see a tournament at a pay-per-view, too, like
Yeah.
they did at WrestleMania 4. Give me some.
Piccolo says, I'm sorry, but why WWE? Are you talking about the Hollywood thing that they did? It's because of the Hollywood stuff, right? Instead of reacting a movie, they're playing characters and they're weird. Sophie says, for some reason, when I'm in your watch-alongs, the stream acts weird. Chris says, oh, Rollins again with the crow face paint. Film says it's armpit time. Robbie says Asuka is a ham roll. Walter says good Raw tonight. And Harley says, what if Bailey's talk show Ding Dong set up for WrestleMania tonight since they are in Canada and a Hall of Famer and a Hall of Famer is from Canada as Trish Stratus shows up.
Trish could show up.
Walter says, funny, poor Paul Heyman neck brace. Hey, Walter, good to see you tonight. Did you make it? Robbie says, again, D, again, win a title. Robbie's like, LOL. Walter says, okay, at 9:30, I'm going by the time. Be here Wednesday for AW still in chat. Walter's like, good, 8 new setup, Travis.
Yeah, it might be changing again, by the way, though. Because the stream, there's something still wrong with it. So I think I'm going to
we keep going
computer.
in and out. Sorry, guys.
I'm going to literally delete the whole computer tonight after this show. And then reboot the whole entire operating system on this computer.
Pickle says, it was silent Cadbury commercials originally. Ah, yes. That's right, Piccola. Silent movies. I forgot. Robbie's idea is scared of the dark also. Who? What? Me? No. Robbie says, nah, I don't want to break my mic. Film says, I hope Nikki Cross wins this match. Walter says, good Chamber pay-per-view Saturday. Hassan is in the chat. Hey, Hassan, good to see you tonight. Says, hey, how was the Elimination Chamber last Saturday night?
It was pretty good. Oh, who's this? Bianca, huh? Showing up to watch Asuka wrestle.
Oh, gee. Robbie says, LOL, I'll drop D and say, oh, thanks. Walter's like, Oscar for the win. And Pickle says, if Baron Longneck Corbin morphed into an emu, that's my literal nightmare fuel. Robbie says, Raw, Nikki, don't pull a hamstring running faster than D. Walter's like, poor ref in this match. Because the ref might get spit on, or what?
There's a bunch of ladies.
All
Daphne's
sorts of
even
women.
their ref.
We've got a woman ref, a lady ref. We've got Nikki Cross out there, questionable on how much of a lady she is. I mean, she's a woman, but a lady? Asuka, probably not a lady. Woman, yes. Lady, probably not. Bianca Belair, lady. She's lady material.
Yeah. Asuka's going to spit in your face.
Exactly.
Oh!
Probably not how it should
Slap
go.
right to the chest.
Film's like, yes, Est is here. Piccolo, we got Nikki Cross tonight. And Hassan says, cool, guys. Happy present day. Yeah, present. Where's my present? It's happy present day.
Yeah.
Happy present day.
Present.
No, it's present day, not prezi. It's present day. Well, it's like two crazy ladies wrestling. Chris says, cool face paint color with, though, by Asuka. Pickles says,
Yeah, she's looking good.
She sort of has a Daredevil cosplay suit.
And she's wearing black pants, which is better than the shorts that she used to wear. Remember the clown shorts that she'd wear before?
Oh, yes. And so she's wearing pants instead of
It just looks better.
her shorts with her little things up the side of them. Oh, no.
Jones. She just kicked the crap out of that.
She did.
She kicked better than
Let's
the
go,
Dallas
Asuka.
Cowboys kicker.
Oh, it's not hard to do
Dropped
that
her
sometimes.
down. And picture-in-picture again. So is this going to be a thing on Raw now?
I don't know.
I love it, by the way.
It's fine.
Way better than it used to be.
But it's like really slow, this match. And I don't understand why, because Asuka and Nikki aren't bad wrestlers.
Yeah,
like,
but Nikki
Nikki's...
doesn't work fast. She's never worked fast.
Well, I guess kind of.
She's trying to bully her, though, and that's the weird part, is that she's the bully, she's the bad guy, and Asuka's going to come back and win it, type at the end.
Oh, God. She's deranged. She's over there
Making out
slobbering all
Cole.
over Kevin.
Oh, that's not Cole. Kevin.
Poor Kevin. Now he's getting the Cole treatment.
Oh, no. 1, 2. The match almost ended during a commercial break. That would have been weird.
Michael Cole probably had to go get fucking therapy for what she did to him.
Right?
She like slobbered all over his head and then ripped off his glasses. He couldn't see what was happening.
Baron Corbin just let her sit on his lap. Or not Baron Corbin, but Wade Barrett.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care. It's fine.
Michael Cole probably had to go get therapy afterwards.
Right.
That's probably why he's been eating so terrible. Why he's gained weight.
He's
Poor
scared to
guy.
cross. She's
Being
stalking
attacked
him.
by Nikki Cross. Her love is too much.
Ferrero Rocher.
Pickle says, speaking of free agents, wonder if Big Damo, a.k.a. Killian Dean, will be back soon.
Hard to say on that one.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll bring her husband back.
I like Killian when he was in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
I remember him, but I don't know where he fits. There again, he's kind of like a Bronson Reed type. I'm almost thinking that Triple H is regretting bringing some of the guys back that he brought back, like Johnny Gargano.
Hit Row.
Well, yeah, that one I think is established. But the Johnny Gargano one is like, because I think he thought there was going to be a massive movement for him, like Daniel Bryan. And I think he's seeing that, like, that's why he had him lose first in the Elimination Chamber. Or second, I think he lost after.
Yeah.
But anyways, those two lost first.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think Triple H is like, well, the shit's not working.
Yeah, you guys suck asshole.
Like, how are you not getting fan support? And it's like the fans don't care.
No.
They don't care what they've done.
No.
It's what have you done now, not what did you do where you worked before.
Yeah, I don't care what you did in NXT. Are you going to do anything here? Oh, you brought your garbage crap that you did there here? You know what? Those kind of shenanigan shit sometimes work, and sometimes it doesn't. And he's a tiny little dude, and tiny little dudes don't go over well for getting pushed into higher up places all the time.
It's hard, though, because if you have a job, and you're trading your time for money, and you get to go spend $200 of those dollars, which took you 4 days to make, maybe 3 days to make, with taxes and everything else. So 3 days worth of work at a job you hate. The fuck are you gonna go pay to watch Johnny Gargano wrestle?
Oh my God, no.
Exactly. That's what
I
I'm
sure in
getting
the
at.
fuck wouldn't. Not my hard-earned money.
That's
I'd be
what
like,
I'm getting at.
The
It's like,
booking better be fucking fantabulous. Or if that's okay, he's on the booking, but he ain't like the main person, I'd be like, that's all right.
right, and so you're gonna sit on your hands when him and Bronson Reed come out. That's why they don't get cheered. It's like, well, I didn't pay my money for this guy, so this is a mid-card guy,
Right.
And that's how you're thinking when you're a hard-working person that goes to work. Now, people at home that watch NXT and WWE and then go to those events, they'll cheer. Or people at home are going, hey, I like this guy. I wonder why people aren't cheering him. It's like, because he's not important right now. Because he hasn't done anything. So don't put him in matches against people that have done shit.
Sophie says, I'm surprised that they haven't announced the first 23 Hall of Famer yet. We don't know how many free agents are actually thinking about going to the WWE or AEW or even Impact. Piccolo says, over the years, I think WWE has compiled a very impressive roster worldwide. Yes. Sophie says, Authors of Pain might be on their way back to the WWE with Paul Ellering. Most of the people that Triple H... Ellering, sorry. Most of the people that Triple H brought back shouldn't have been released in the first place, like Bray and Braun.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that should have never been let go. I don't know. Braun is a tough one because it was the money that he was making. Bray obviously had big issues with Vince.
Yeah.
They didn't see eye to eye on a lot of the stuff that they were doing. Oh. A little DDT there, too. No! Nikki Cross kicks out. That's just a weird move right there. Blah.
Piccolo says, why don't they slow down the call-ups and work on the current roster who they have?
Exactly. Yeah, and it's not even about the call-ups.
I think it's because Triple H hates his father-in-law so much that he wanted to erase anything that had to do with Vince. So he's trying to bury every single person that Vince brought up and made into something as soon as he could, and then Vince came back. And it didn't work out how
and
Triple H thought it's supposed to. It didn't work out that way. So
I don't know if that's necessarily the case, but I do feel like he was...
The actions that have happened before and after Vince came back is kind of a little bit of proof in that pudding.
It has slowed down, but would it have slowed down anyways?
I don't know. He was on a roll there for a while of just constant, but...
Well, yeah, he's bringing back everybody that he liked, his friends.
Right.
But, I mean, Bray should have never been let go.
Right. That was just stupid. Not having a manager, basically.
And it's weird because I can see why Vince let these guys go, most of them. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like...
You're not putting in the fucking work, and the crowds don't have
in the seats.
Yeah, and the crowds aren't staying. The crowds aren't excited. They're not getting up from their seats, going, "Oh my gosh, what's happening?"
But you know, booking is part of it. I just wish that Vince could be in charge of talent, and Triple H could be in charge of the actual matches. There's your end right there. She put her out with the Asuka lock.
Was she out there? Because she was all sorts of happy about it.
I don't know how it actually worked, but yeah.
It's right here, Harley. I'll do this so it doesn't hurt too many ears. Come out! Woo!
Get her done. Asuka.
Sophie says Bray had an interesting tweet about Roman Reigns' championship reign. Boom says, Piccolo, you're into cosplay. Go, Nikki Cross, go. Piccolo says, imagine if you paid good money to see Finn Balor versus Johnny Spaghetti as a main event. If I paid good money and I knew that that was the main event, I would want my fucking money back. Or I wouldn't have paid for it in the first place.
Right. Well, some of these shows, they don't tell you who's going to main event it.
Exactly. So if you have no idea that happened, I would be complaining and wanting my money back. And I would take it up as high as I possibly could.
So Bianca's in there with her.
Robbie says, asked why she sat next to Corey when she ain't talking. Sophie says Jay White might run into that problem if he shows up on the main roster. Not that many people know who he is and what have he done. Oh, no! Ew. Grossness. So weird. Bianca's just like, what am I supposed to...
It's going to be a good one.
You might want to see a dentist about that problem.
The blue?
Yeah.
The blue ooze?
Yeah.
Is she eating those pucks in the bathroom?
Maybe. She's in the wrong bathrooms. It's a good thing that she's not wrestling in this attire because I'm pretty sure a boob would fall out of this.
It's going to fall out anyway.
Don't jump. And if anybody attacks her, please make sure that the camera puts away in case a boob falls out.
Maybe she's got the nips just taped down or glued.
I don't know, but holy shit.
Is money.
Alrighty then. Oh, hurry, run, attack. Who is it? Oh, it's Seth. He's so happy. Oh, is she going to say something that pisses him off like Logan Paul? He's going to walk away again.
That'll piss anybody off. It's like swear word.
Oh, she said it and he's saying something about it. Picole's like, I just noticed that. Bianca got a mouth, right? Yeah. She wasn't saying anything on the side, and I don't know why she wasn't talking.
Yeah.
She just was there. Vindicator says, so even though this match is not great, I will give a shout out to Nikki for wearing better ring gear these days.
Yeah.
Piccolo says, I do follow Twitch culture film. Good amount of streamers do cosplay. Sophie says Vince did that for all of Triple H guys when he was in charge of creative.
Well, it wasn't necessarily because they were Triple H guys, though. It's because the crowd doesn't care about them.
Yeah. It had nothing to do that they came from
and you're
Triple
seeing
H.
it now.
And the fact that Triple H wasn't using NXT as he should have, and he was just using it as his own little playground for little dudes that are smaller than him. It's just weird.
You're weird.
You're weird.
No.
Yeah.
He just made it an indie show instead of
Yeah.
a developmental show.
Exactly.
And those guys never made it to the main roster, and you're seeing why now.
Yes. Because they should
I'm
have
worried
never...
about Braun Breaker. The crowds are turning on him. They're booing him.
Is there a reason behind why they're doing it, though?
It's stale. It just, if you let something go too long without doing anything about it, it gets stale, just like Bianca. Bianca's turning stale. And that's why the crowd, on top of that they like Asuka anyways, they like Asuka more right now because they're like, oh, thank God. Somebody.
Yeah, something different, change. Even if she doesn't talk, right? Film says, Pickle, gotcha. Anyways, you have Instagram. Sophie says, Vince buried all of Triple H guys when he was in charge. Film's like, no, Nikki Cross, no. Pickle's like, scratch that, Nikki Cross close up. That's some nightmare fuel. Okay. All right, that's enough. No more cowbell. No, we're doing all the cowbell. Cowbell forever. Vindicator says, yeah, so Asuka is going to be the most boring champ ever if all our matches end with that lame submission hold. And Film says, Piccolo, she was close. Sophie says, this feud started off weird. Hopefully it goes to the next level heading into Mania. Film says, arm pressure, yes, I love you, Mela. Vindicator says, so from that to this horrendous looking tramp known as Mela. Walter says, yes, Asuka won. Okay, bye guys. See you Wednesday. Bye, Walter. Thanks for hanging out with us
Walter.
Tonight for a little bit. We'll see you on Wednesday. Ravi's like, spilling. Piccolo says, take care, Walter. Chris says, Mela and Stratton scissoring. Gross. Sophie says, we got 6 weeks of Mania and still 6 weeks until Mania and still there are people on the roster that don't have solid Mania plans. Film's like, bye, Walter. Piccolo, do you have an Insta? Piccolo's like, yeah, I do. Ravi says, Esta is a waste of TV time. No news. Tegan hasn't been on in a while. Ravi, I don't know if you heard Chris's information as to why she probably hasn't been on. I'm sure Chris could probably repeat it for you.
Yeah.
I am not going to. So if Chris out there wants to tell Ravi why we haven't seen Noni's Tegan in a while, please do. I'm not reading it, though. Sophie says, after NXT couldn't beat AEW in the ratings that when Vince killed NXT Black and Gold. Ravi says, come on, D, we need the cowbell. Pico's like, long tooth, to be honest. Breaker seems like he's under the shadow of his uncle and dad. Should take notes from Charlotte and branch out.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and his dad's shadow isn't that large. The tag team, the Steiners, was bigger than Rick's. But Scott's is huge. Scott's is a big shadow. That's one that you can't get out from under. And unless he turns into a bodybuilder, he's not going to. And he's not as big as his dad was, you know, but he tries to wrestle like his dad with that physicality that his dad had.
Right.
And that's probably what they're talking about. Like, he needs to learn how to wrestle because he's not as big as those guys were.
Oh,
His dad and uncle were massive men, and they were manly men. Mm-hmm. Like, Rick could probably pick up a freaking Subaru.
Film says my name is under my name. You're welcome to follow me. Sophie says, I feel like both Carmelo and Breaker will get called up. Carmelo and Breaker will get called up after Mania.
Yeah, and they could, especially around the draft. Well, we don't know when that draft is going to be, but we do know that there is going to be a draft. They've hinted at it multiple times. And I'm hoping that it's not this Monday. We don't want it right after Mania because you want the fun things that happen right after Mania, but maybe the weekend after or the week after that.
Right.
And I would love for it to be a show, like a premium live event. I know they're not doing that, but how great would that be?
Oh.
Have like a pay-per-view, but it's the draft.
Oh.
And they have matches. Like pretty good ones, but not great, you know, just they're putting them on new rosters, and so they have to wrestle somebody from their new roster with each other.
Right.
It'd be a fun little show.
Just here and there.
But the draft, make it a big deal. Make it a true draft. Like you do in other sports.
Right.
Pageantry, and they come up, and there's a podium, and they come out, and they actually talk.
Right.
And you can't
all your big ones.
And you don't draft anybody that's not there. That would even be cooler. Like at least the first round or something. You know, well, it's hard to do first round because there's only 2 teams, but something along those lines.
Right. Chris says LOLD, and Ravi's like, no needs Tegan, puke face. Sophie says people know Breaker is Rick Steiner's son. Vindicator says Charlotte is not branching out. WWE is parading her out there like a trained pony. Oh, Vin. We know you're biased. That's fine. Chris says Braun Breaker is under Big Papa Pump shadow. He should take up the mantle and become the new big bad booty daddy, Scott Steiner.
Right? And maybe they could do it just by changing his name to Steiner. And I know a lot of people are saying that, and I know a lot of people don't like it. Mm-hmm. So you get like a 50-50. They want that name changed. And then the other 50 are like, well, that's not going to do it. He needs to be more. And I'm on both.
Right.
I don't think the name's going to do it. He does need to be more.
Yes.
But the changing the name to Steiner isn't going to hurt.
Could help. Yeah.
You, sir, are a coward.
Brock Lesnar's a coward now. Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Sophie says there were talks at one point, like a couple years ago, to do a draft on a pay-per-view. Film says he's got a question for you. Chris says Carmelo versus Bray Wyatt would be an intriguing matchup.
Carmelo Hayes? Be interesting.
Amos. Pico's like, geez, if I see Braun say, where's my freaks and peaks at, holler if you hear me, then he gonna get canceled.
Amos, Brock, WrestleMania.
God. Sounds terrifying for him. That's just fucking dumb.
Brock can pick him up and throw him around. But that's
I know, but that's just dumb.
Well,
like, I feel like it's below Brock. Like, way, way below his, like, pay grade of statures. You know what I mean? Like, dumb fucking shit.
Omos is going to get beaten in, like, fucking 3 minutes.
Sophie says if they want to make the draft special, do it like all sports do their drafts. Yeah, Travis just said that. Chris says Braun Breaker going to break Cora in half, man. Vindicator says, like, it's so dumb celebrating how many title losses Spawn has just to rack up the same silly record as her dad when Roman's title run of holding the belt for many days is more logical.
I like the idea also of going 1-1-1-1-1-1 for the draft for the first, like, 20 rounds.
Like the people that mean the most on the rosters.
Right, but what they do is they go 1-2, 1-2, because Raw has more. Mm-hmm. But that's stupid.
Like, who cares?
You could still do the first 12 to 20 picks one at a time.
Yeah.
And then in the second, to fill in the roster on Raw, just draft afterwards. It's Seth freaking Rollins.
So it says we still don't know how Bray fits into this Brock Bobby feud. Chris says, I would say just call him Rex Steiner because his dad's name is Rick. Vindicator says even though Roman run past is past its expiration date several months ago and made the company stagnant. Robbie's like, Vin, did you manage to sell your Spawn poster on eBay yet? Pickle's like, Film, I'm going to choose Ripley across. Film's giving him thumbs up. Sophie says Amos versus Brock really, so I'm guessing they aren't doing Brock versus Bray at Mania as they teased. Vindicator says that poster would only get me $2 anyway. Sophie says, but usually when they do
No, that's
the draft,
not what they were teasing. They teased that the winner would wrestle. They didn't say that it was going to be Brock. He just said, I'm going to wrestle the winner. And then that Bobby won. So it looks like Bobby and Bray.
Yeah. That's true. That Bray didn't say the loser. Like, Vindicator says that poster only give me $2. Sophie says, but usually when they do the draft, they make it 2 nights across Raw and SmackDown. Piccolo says the drip god has arrived, but what difference would it make if they did a pay-per-view? Would it include both of the rosters? Chris says Brock versus Bobby. Bray versus Brock should have happened.
Yeah, but how do you go about it? Because Brock wins.
Yeah. Could you imagine if he didn't?
You can't have Bray beat Brock clean. What do you got? Have him win with the sister Abigail?
Sophie says Bobby versus
Brock just lays there and says, Abigail me.
Sophie says Bobby versus Bray doesn't make storyline sense. Chris says, Bobby and Bray is so okay, I guess. Robbie says Vin selling Spawn merch for the price of a coffee. Yeah, that's not the price of a coffee, Robbie. I don't know where your coffee's from, but anywhere else it's over $2. You can't buy coffee for $2 anymore. Chris says Bray versus Brock in a funhouse match. Ew. And Sophie says, and why a Moss versus Brock? Why? I don't know. Stupid.
Just a giant.
Because he's the giant guy.
It doesn't matter anyways. There's not going to be any promos leading up to that.
No.
But MVP versus Brock in the promo battle.
Pickle is like,
I break you.
Pickle says that would be dope, Chris, for a Bray versus Brock in a funhouse match. Chris says Bray goes through Brock's career like Cena.
Oh, that would be fun.
Sophie says Brock versus Amos is a step down for Brock, like Dee said. If it ever even happened, that's the point. I just feel like it's below him. I don't know why.
Contracts next week.
I don't know why he would even say okay to something like that. It's weird to me. Like, I'm not saying that he needs to be on a whatchamacallit.
Miz got him 1, 2, 3. No, Seth kicks out. Son of a bitch. Miz almost got his.
Why do we have a Miz and Seth match today? This is kind of weird, right?
It's a little off, but yeah, it's good stuff.
Weird.
Miz can hold his own with anybody.
Vindicator says, all right, I'm going to watch AEW Dark for a bit because I don't give a damn about Seth versus Miz.
AEW Dark's still on.
Robbie says...
Not like still on like weekly, but like this
on
late,
right now?
or are you just watching a rerun?
It's not quite 8 o'clock. Robbie says
thought
you're
it
getting
ended at
ripped off,
6.
D. What? I don't even know what you're talking about. Pickle says a Cowboy Brock cosplay by the Vulture or the Bunny. I don't remember their names. Sophie says they couldn't do Brock versus Shelton. That would make perfect sense.
Yeah, except for Shelton would get destroyed faster than even a Moss is going to get destroyed.
Yeah, it'd be really weird.
I think people just want to see a Moss get manhandled. And he's going to. Mm-hmm. Like, and he's a big dude that can hang power-wise with Brock for a minute because he's got so much bulk. But he's still going to get F5'd like twice.
Piccolo says it was on live maybe 2 hours ago.
Oh, okay.
Sophie says the Moss versus Brock sounds like a troll job. Something. I don't know. It just sounds dumb.
It sounds like a waste of Brock.
It's, right?
And so you're going to start, Saturday?
If you're paying this man
13 and a half.
millions of dollars.
13.5 million.
For him to show up for one fucking night or two, or for a time for his story that's happening, why would you waste it on a Moss?
Here, let's do their contract.
What kind of people does a Moss even bring to the party?
Right. So Brock makes 13 and a half. Roman makes 7. That's the price jump between 1 and 2.
Right?
For their top prices.
Right.
That's double and some.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, put him in your top matches. Granted, you can't put him up against Roman again, but... Do you put him up against Cody right after Cody wins it, though, and put the title back on Brock? That'd be funny shit.
I don't know. Chris says they should have actually done Brock versus Logan Paul, like have Brock destroy Paul. Their crowd would love it, especially at Mania. Like, make Brock toy with Logan for like 10 minutes.
Play with his food.
Vindicator says Travis AEW Dark was just uploaded their latest episode on their YouTube channel. Sophie says, who knows how long they planned on doing Brock versus Amos at Mania. Chris says, like, maybe it will be Brock versus Amos as a side story before Mania. Film's got another question for Piccola, and Robbie says, Brock versus Roman, please not again. And Piccola says, I'd rather see Shit Row on a 2-on-1 handicap. I mean, that's got to be more entertaining. Sheesh.
Yeah. Against Brock.
That Brock and Amos.
Brock cuts Shit Row.
I thought he came out and beat one of them up. Maybe that was somebody else.
No, it was Bray.
Oh.
Last Friday.
Sophie says there are plenty of options for Brock to face at Mania, and they chose the worst option. I don't even know what they're choosing at this point.
I choose Door Z.
It's not even in the vicinity of A or B. We don't even have a Door Z.
That's the neighbor's garage. Open it up.
Sophie says about Brock versus Edge.
I don't think he can do that
I don't think he can do that one. And not Brock, but Edge. I'd be worried about him doing
I mean,
one like that.
Brock could take it easy on him because we've seen it, but that's just.
But
weird.
it'd be weird, right? I mean, we saw him do it with Undertaker and it made sense, but taking it easy with Edge would be weird.
What about Damian Priest?
Yeah. That'd be weird. He'd still get his ass beat.
Yeah, but it's
In like
at least
5
somebody
minutes.
you know. I'd like to see Damian Priest, Brock.
Robbie says, oh, D sounding like Jive Bunny repeating bits of songs with the stream bugging out. Piccolo says, Brock versus Dakota Kai, be better.
Bam.
Chris
Or
says maybe
Dakota.
Tiffany Stratton versus Mella at Mania in a bra and panties match. Then bring the women's wrestling back.
Put it back on the map.
Piccolo's like, the random wrestler generator told me to book it, damn it.
Right.
Brock versus a moss. That's what it feels like. It's weird.
It's like that thing on TikTok where the wrestlers just pan through and then they just stop on some random wrestler. It's how Triple H is booking. He's like, okay.
No, this is
moss.
great. I'm just using TikTok for.
I'll use them all. Oh, Chad Gable, Bronson Reed. There you go. See, more random shit. Chad Gable, Bronson Reed.
Jesus.
Is that just set up the Otis match? against
Maybe,
Bronson
I don't
Reed?
know.
So people, honestly, Triple H is Vince McMahon. He just said, you know what?
This guy's a big fat guy.
And we already
And
have
this
the big fat
guy's
guy.
a big fat guy. We should have the big fat
I bet
guys
you people at home
have
wanna
a big
watch.
match. Two big fat guys
We're
going
gonna
at
call
it
it
in
the
a ring.
Hamburglar match. And we'll be sponsored by McDonald's. And it's going to be Bronson Reed versus Otis for the millions and millions watching at home. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. You just
I
that's
saw-
what that is what's going to happen. So now you can book it. Otis and Bronson Reed WrestleMania. Because why else is he wrestling Chad Gable tonight?
Why?
And is Otis at that time going to be Otis?
Yeah, and he's gonna lose.
He'll win if he's Otis.
Is he losing?
He's gonna win
Is he?
as a maximum male model.
They don't do very good.
Yeah,
Chris says Brock
He's
versus
gonna bring
Gunther. Brock
legitimacy.
versus Bad Bunny.
Oh shit, Sammy or not Sammy? Sorry, Miz almost won that.
Wow.
I'm just throwing random names out.
Eagle says it's harsh film. You know Mella's money, but tag him with Stephanie. Yikes. Chris says Brock versus Jonah, a.k.a. Bronson Reed. Robbie says, book that shit, Cola, book it. Pickle's like, I guess I agree with you, Phone. Chris says Brock versus Chad Gable would be a cool match, though. Would it? Chad Gable's so tiny.
It's just, yeah, I mean,
so tiny.
It could be fun, and the build-up would be fun with the whole Chad Gable because he's so funny. But the mismatch inside the squared circle would be the problem for Gable.
Pickle says it would fly in the 80s. Remember when they had One Man Gang or King Kong Bundy as the featured big men?
Definitely love the One Man Gang. I kind of forgot about him until you just brought that up.
Robbie says a little hamburglar ladder match. They can't even go up the ladders.
And they got a step stool that's reinforced. It's one step.
They have like a very heavy duty ladder.
But one step. So they have to stand on top of it.
I got it. But their arms are still too short. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Otis. Otis is going to dominate in wrestling when he joins those Maximum Male models. And what's Chad Gable going to do? Is he leaving Otis?
Oh, Chris is like Damian Priest versus Gunther.
Yeah, that would be a good one there, too. I like that. They could move that whole Judgment Day thing over to SmackDown. The only reason they have it on Raw is probably because of the bloodline anyways.
So, Miz just mouthed Logan Paul at Seth, and he's like, I'm gonna murder your face!
With murder!
With murder! Chris is like Damian Priest versus Gunther, and Piccolo's like, that'll put butts in seats.
Nothing wrong with that.
If you have two big decent breasts, read it all that.
I'm looking forward to Mania if we got to see Bronson Reed and Otis. I'm just saying, that's my match of the night. No longer Seth and Logan.
Can they just like hit each other and they can like do it in slow motion? It'd just be hilarious. I mean, it's funny enough when people get hit And they're in shape and they get hit and their bodies do that in slow
I just want to
motion.
see things like belly-to-belly suplexes.
Right?
Can they wrap their arms around each other? Because they have to go around their own bellies first. And then they have to grab another massive human.
Right?
They need Brock Lesnar's arms just to get him up and over.
So maybe this Brock versus Amos thing is a red herring to something better. Chris is like, or Demon Balor versus Gunter. Piccola gave Film an answer for his question.
Why is the referee involved right here?
I don't know.
Yeah, do your job, ref, which is to be a spectator / rule enforcer. It's over. He didn't even pin him.
He stopped the match because he was...
10-18 on that one.
Because he's all angry. He's like, I'm angry. That's sad. Poor Miz.
Well, at least the Miz didn't lose, really. The referee stopped it.
For him to make sure he was okay.
He would have probably moved out of the next one and pinned Seth. So.
But I don't know about that. Poor guy. Oh, jeez.
Whoa! Hey, more Mella's money. Chelsea Green?
Oh, maybe.
No way. Can you imagine those two in the ring together? Okay. What?
Why'd you leave him hanging?
Oh, it's not Chelsea. I thought Chelsea
It's going to be Chelsea Green. It's her. Look at his face. Ottawa, Illinois. I wonder if they had to look up to make sure there was really an Ottawa, Illinois before they said that. Robbie says the winner had to grab the burger that's suspended from the roof, knowing Otis he would eat it after winning. Chris says Stephanie McMahon versus Tiffany at Mania on who can spend daddy's money faster. Is she going to be right there? Oh, no.
Oh, yee.
Maxine Dupree stuff.
Uh-oh. It's the first time I've ever heard him talk.
I'm a bona fide Olympian.
Hey. There it is. Told you. There was no reason for that feud other than to set this one up.
Right.
What is this?
Ding
the
dong.
ding dong!
For hello, ding dong. A ding dong. Ding dong.
The ding dong.
With her ding dongs is going to happen.
With the riffraff.
Right. Pickle says, is the Chelsea Green push still happening? Ah, yeah. She's still there.
Well, she's there, but I don't know if it's
like,
any sort of
Chelsea.
push.
And Chris is like, Chelsea Green and Mella Braun panties. Martha Chicago in the chat says, where in Illinois? Ottawa. Ravi says, ding dong. Hello, yo. Film says Bailey Hearts, and Piccolo says maybe that's a better idea. Have a crown hanging for the Burger King on a pole ladder match.
You can't go wrong with it.
Phil says Piccolo who's winning the match because says the big beefy boys. Piccolo's like, well, if it ain't my baby mama Bailey. Phil's like, I love my Bailey.
Everybody loves Bailey.
I don't particularly love her.
You don't like Bailey?
Vindicator says, so Bronson versus Otis would actually be fresh and interesting.
That's what I was saying.
We need much more of that instead of the same people wrestling each other in some fashion every other week or month. Well, right now we're going to have Chad versus Bronson, so there's that. Robbie says, message retracted, and Chris says, here comes CUNT control, LOL.
Ew. See you next Tuesday?
Mm-hmm. Robbie was like, Otis teaching Gable how to eat. Oh, God.
I'm going big. I'm going large.
Film says, love my sexy rapper Karen Bailey.
How's your fingers after gaming for 20 plus hours?
You know what? My fingers don't have that big of a problem. This part, like, is kind of, like, sore, but not really. But it's my wrists that kind of were achy last night.
Like achy breaky heart?
No. But no, see? Wait. See? There.
Yeah, that's a blister. That's finger. She's playing Hogwarts Legacy for like 2 days straight. I went to bed last night, woke up, and she's like in bed snoring and TV's on and everything. I'm like,
I couldn't. You were sleeping. I had no idea where the remote was or anything.
I set it right there on the end table.
And on your side?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't even go there. I just came in and I was like,
you were snoring. It was like 2 o'clock.
I had just barely went to sleep then.
Yeah, Brett texted me and said, hey, we're not going to be able to hang out tomorrow at 2:05. And I texted him back. I was like, okay. He's probably like, you're awake
Why
at
are
2?
you awake? Chris says one day Bailey is going to do a ding dong show and DMD will show up through the door and will slap Bailey. Oh, yeah. Harley says there's a little number. Robbie says, yo, Sky D, your mate. What's she going to say? Probably nothing. So either
Bitch.
Dakota Kai will talk or Bailey will talk for all of them. So we'll see what happens. Piccolo says, when they don't build up rivalries for a pay-per-view, then the writers have to use the random wrestler generator. But we are blessed and at least have these two beefy men in a segment tonight. So we have them in a segment and then we have Bronson versus Chad sometime tonight. Film says, Picola, is it going to be this one or this one? As if as this show hasn't been bad, and we are going into the last hour. Picola says, I don't think I see you post that match, Film. Film says, that's okay, I'll retype it. And Picola's like, thank God it's the final hour. I can get back to Twitch. And your fans.
Bailey and the riffraff. Or the ding-dong and the riffraff, whatever you want to call it.
It's like that TikTok where people use, and the sound is like, ding-dong. Ding-dong.
Yeah, idiots.
Yeah, they don't care. Chris says Kai will turn. Yeah. Sophie says AEW is losing viewers weekly. They barely made it to 900,000 people watched last week's show. Film's got his question, and Piccolo says it's Mela. I choose her. The door is back again. Robbie says Bailey Bay looking like Sally Jesse Raphael.
Family Day in Canada.
Film says, okay, nice. I would love to see Mela lick Bliss Pitts. Ew. Robbie says, let's hear what Bailey says, and Chris says Kai has a crutch.
Yes, she does.
She has for a minute.
Her name's EO.
Oh.
Oh, you mean a physical
She
crutch.
has a real one, too. Not just an emotional one, Travis.
Do they even have mics? Oh, she does have a mic.
Jeez.
You know, the tag team division is so shitty that they could literally be the greatest tag team division of all, or greatest tag team of all time. on their second run? Because they won it twice.
So her accent makes her voice even more annoying. And I know it's her natural accent, but it sounds terrible. I know she's playing a character, so that's probably nice, Becky. So that's probably why it sounds that way. So she's like making it nasally and more high pitched than normal, but it sounds so bad.
Here comes Becky. The man is in the house. She just left her man cave.
Chris says Kai has a crutch. Bailey says, Chris says Bailey doing her best Rosie O'Donnell impression. People says, I don't remember where the leg injury Dakota has came from. I don't remember it either.
It was at a show. I remember Twitter blowing up about it, but I don't remember when it was.
Sophie says, do you think AEW will host another Forbidden Door pay-per-view this year with New Japan like they did last year?
Yes.
Harley says, Travis, it's the ding dong. Ding dong.
Ding dong.
Spider's living in it. Yeah.
What, is Becky going to get a tag team together? No. It happens.
I want to take him into WrestleMania.
Who's she going to tag with?
I don't know. The film says Misty and Travis and Picola. Who will win an armpit deodorant match, Bailey or Charlotte Flair? Charlotte.
Her daughter's name's Rue.
Yeah. Ravi says someone came to crash the party, and Chris says, damn, Kaya is so hot. Sophie says, I noticed with streaming services the volumes are weird.
It's going to happen right here.
Lita. Pico says, look, up in the sky, it's the man signal. And Lita
and Becky as tag team champions. I don't know.
They're like, look, we brought this old has-been back for a minute. We're going to put some tag teams on there. I don't know if they'll be able to stay getting along long enough, redheads.
I do know redheads.
I know you do. Ravi says, oh my gosh, this bozo Lita. Oh my goodness. You better use the
They better use
door.
the door. If they don't use the door, that's disrespectful.
Ding dong.
Well, then they're
Kick
gonna
it
just...
in. Ding,
Ding
dong.
Hello. They did use the door, though. That's definitely respect. That's points.
You don't even go here.
Right. Lita.
Sophie says a 6-woman tag at Mania are interesting and another awesome move. I don't know if it's going to be a 6-woman tag.
If they bring out Trish, that's going to be crazy. But they're talking about taking titles. Gollum-y. Gollum.
Chris like, Lita, you need to go tell Carmella to stop stealing your look. Pickle's like, this segment once again is gold. Sophie's like, Trish?
Which could work.
If they lost him at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Well, I'm already thinking that Ronda and Shayna are going to win him at Mania.
Oh.
And now you've got the babyface and heel match set up.
Yeah, that would work.
I think that's a good enough resume. When are we going to see it?
Robbie says, LOL,
Tonight?
this is cringe.
The problem is that Dakota's broken. So
For
when
real
are they going to do
broken?
it? I doubt it.
Pickle says, it's a twist, sort of like Becky is bringing her mom to work day, right? So it says, I wonder if this will set up a little Alita Bailey feud. No, it's just Becky and Bailey having their feud.
There it is.
Still.
Look at the tag team's not very happy.
They're like, why are you accepting this for us? We don't want
Oh,
it.
they just stole their belts. That's larceny.
Phil says,
Leather
why does
larceny.
Becky Lynch have to wear the worst attire? Chris says, I'll remember when the crowd used to just bash Lita with those Matt Hardy and Edge chants. Says going for a role in a Marvel movie. Doesn't mean she can't win a tag team title and then...
Oh, threw him at him. When is it?
Oh, Robbie says Lita needs a slap with a wet fish. Ew. And Piccolo says, but unfortunately Dakota's injured. What, Travis? Stop getting in my head. Sophie says, if we are getting Lita and Becky versus Damage Control at Mania, where does that leave Ronda and Shayna? No, Sophie, that's not what they said. Becky and Lita are going to take the titles off of Damage Control and have them at WrestleMania.
And then lose to Shayna and Ronda.
Film says Bayley or Charlotte Flair. Piccolo and Vindicator says, I'm okay with Lita and Becky winning those belts. But their run as champs would be no better because there is no women tag division. No, but if they lost them really quick, would it?
Oh, shit. Sorry about that, guys. I pushed buttons.
Why are we pushing buttons?
What's she saying? Is she gonna join Nikki now?
Oh, God, fucking dumb.
Oh, Lord. Now Nikki and Rainbow Queen, or whatever her name is. What's her name?
Mrs. Spaghetti.
Mrs. Spaghetti. Are maybe gonna hook up?
Her real name's Candice LeRae, if you want to know that part.
Candace.
Barf. I don't want to know it, but it is what it is.
Is Chad by himself? Oh, no, there's Otis.
No, Otis came out with him.
Otis.
Chris says, damn, Kai will need more than a crutch. LOL, let me stop. Ew. Pickle's answer is obviously Bailey foam. And Sophie says, Johnny Wrestling wore attire having cute Easter eggs involving Bluey. Pickle says, paper champions to default Natalia and Tamina, of course. Phil says, okay, cool, Pickle, thanks. And Sophie says, this cross-Candace feud is weird. It's not really a feud,
I don't know if it's going feud-wise.
I don't know
now.
what the
Looks
fuck
like
it is,
they're
but
gonna
it's
put them together.
stupid.
2 seconds before that, I was going to say they're going to wrestle each other at WrestleMania. Now I'm saying, okay, now they're going to be a tag team.
I don't know what's happening, but it's dumb.
Build them for the second half of the year, maybe?
Maybe. Vindicator says Ronda and Shayna is an even worse choice for champs. They won't have any mini matches either, and their matches in general are dreadful. Anyway, yeah, Vindicator, but it gives Ronda another championship, right?
And Ronda needs gold because she's the face, right?
Piccolo says this is horrible. Sophie says this show is flying by fast. And Piccolo says Pixie Spaghetti Candace Fury does. Yes, that one. Ravi says Otis with the body every athlete strives to have.
Otis.
Film says Mystina Travis who will win an armpit tickling match, Sasha or Lacey Evans. Lacey. Chris says cringe, mega cringe. Film's like, Piccolo, thanks for playing. Really appreciate it, friend. Piccolo says film, always a great time, bud. Sophie says, I wonder if Dexter is somehow involved with whatever is going on with Nikki Cross. No.
He's probably waiting for, what's her name, Indie Wrestling to show up.
Film says, Piccolo, make sure you follow me on Instagram. Vindicator says, show is flying by fast with a bunch of boredom and stupidity.
He's got a stupidity problem.
Vindicator's got the happy bear syndrome tonight.
I didn't find it to be a terrible show.
Vindicator's got the morbs.
He's got the morbs.
He's got the Morbs about Raw. Feels like Nez picked Missy and Travis. Sophie says Dexter Lumis is another guy that didn't deserve to get released when he did.
I like Dexter, but at the same time, I can see why Vince got rid of these guys.
One, he doesn't fucking talk. He doesn't make any promos whatsoever. He never says a fucking word. And he has to have some dumbass talk for him, and then he draws pictures. He's like some creepy-ass stalker guy who makes women feel extremely uncomfortable with his weirdness and makes you want to get a restraining order on him. Just saying.
Indie Wrestling loved him.
Well, she's weird. Film says, what happened to Nikki Cross? Why is she sad?
Because all of her friends have left her.
According to Spaghetti Lady, she has no friends. But we can't take that for truth because Nikki whispered in her ear, so we don't know if that's real. Vindicator's like, unfortunately, that awkward Cody and Heyman promo was the best part of the night. Robbie says, well, Vin, it's not over yet. We still have Bronson versus, Chad Gable.
That's happening now.
We'll see how that works out.
And then they might throw in some women's match. I don't know. I haven't heard anything. But then after that, we'll have the main event with Edge.
Robbie says, Vin, but you still watching, so you can't be bored. Sorry, Sonny, Jim. Sophie says, didn't Dexter Lumis had a short run with Impact before he got brought back to the WWE?
Oh, I don't know about that.
I have absolutely no idea what he did.
I know he was there at some point. I just didn't know if it was then. Yeah, the Smile Train.
Yeah, you don't even have to be a certified doctor to go do that stuff.
The Smile Train?
Oh,
is it in other countries?
Yeah, it's in Africa.
Yeah, no, you don't. You
Piccolo
can do
says,
surgeries, too.
Yeah. Piccolo says, I thought when Sami beat down Corbin was the best segment. I felt bad for Corbin. The studios present WrestleMania goes Hollywood. They going to do an old school one, or are they going to do a new one?
Yeah, it's new, I'm sure. Hollywood if she could.
So he says Johnny Wrestling almost went to AEW before he wanted to come back to WWE. Yeah, I wish he would have just stayed home and took care of his kid.
You're not a Johnny Wrestling fan?
I don't like Johnny Spaghetti at all.
But indie wrestling is nothing without Johnny Spaghetti.
That's fine.
And they got to bring her up.
Her name is Indy Hartwell, so she's fine, and that's what she's going by.
She is always going to be indie wrestling.
To you, maybe, but she really is just going by Indy Hartwell. Vindicator says, Ravi just reminded me somebody named Jim Bob Cooter just got hired as the Colts offensive coordinator today. Sorry, just a random thought. Jim Bob Cooter. Vignesh V is in the chat. Hey, Vignesh, nice to see you. Says, StreamYard, connect me. Yes, connect you to StreamYard. Piccolo says, quick, Travis, if Brock imitated a movie scene, what would it be?
Who would Brock play? I mean,
Terminator.
right? Like that would be fun. With the sunglasses on. Oh, it would be Bach.
Either that or Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Well, that's where I was going. I was
But
thinking
not Jean-Claude Van Damme. He'd have to be.
John Lee part, right? Like in Bloodsport, the bad guy. Nice trick with Brick.
Brick.
Brick
Don't hit back.
And
then he's all like,
the problem with that is it would be cultural inappropriate or whatever they call that shit.
But that's what came to my mind anyways.
That was the thing, but I was thinking first that I was like, well, they can't do that. All right, here, Chad Gable. We'll see how good of a wrestler he is. He just got taken out by a belly.
Robbie says, quit. Random question. Are the plain t-shirts at Target good quality?
I'm sure they're fine.
I don't know, Ravi. I don't buy stuff from Target. Vindicator says, StreamYard, connect me. Looks like spam. Ew.
Like the meat?
Harley says, I'm going to bed. We'll see you guys Wednesday
All right,
for
see ya.
kind of month. Thank you for helping me pick my I have no idea. But thanks for hanging out with us tonight, Harley. Glad that you could join us. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself. Sophie says EC3 signed with the NWA. I guess that wrestling promotion he started is finally dead.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Well, Braun Strowman
already
gave
left.
up and left, so you can't do it when you don't have more people involved. Piccolo says
it's over. He's gonna tap him. No.
Target
Bronson
Cheese, like
rolled
their brand. I don't know.
Like, do they have their own brand,
Maybe.
or do they just use them for the balloon, or whatever?
Robbie's like, Ben,
Thanks.
glad to help. LOL. Film says, okay, Missy and Travis, time for me to go. I'll see you guys later. Love you guys, including you, Piccolo. Peace out. God bless America. WWE, WWE Women's Star Prince that I love. Bye, Film. Thanks for hanging out with us. Sophie says that Control Your Narrative promotion didn't pan out since the two owners of it went back to the WWE. Film says, see you all on Wednesday.
Is that where EC3 is?
Big hugs, big heart to this amazing live stream. Bye, fam. We'll see you on Wednesday.
That could do it. Gable's got him. What? No.
Robbie says that was a cowbell moment. Sorry. Piccolo says, all right, film, see you on Wednesday. Vindicator says, nah, but I see what you're saying, Ravi, but I'm mostly still watching Raw with one eye, just to continue chatting with the good people of Gabville in here, especially with Ayla not being around. Vindicator's like, LOL. Ravi's like, Piccolo really living up to the blue avatar status, rah. Sophia says Bronson Reed was another free agent that every promotion wanted, and he had a short run with Impact. Piccolo says, you know, whoever invented the tagless t-shirt was a genius.
Genius, genius. Look at that.
Sophia says, are they breaking up Alpha Academy?
It looks like it.
Maybe.
But
He's
Otis
being
is a woman
wooed.
magnet.
He's being wooed by Maxine Dupree. Oh!
He's a woman magnet.
Oh, he's got her card now. Oh.
Maxine Dupree. Oh, no, he's going to get splashed. And Gable had this match. He had it over. He had it won.
He did, except for his buddy's not helping him.
That's
oh,
horseshit.
no. This is dumb.
Oh, yeah.
Poor child.
I mean, it's not bad going from Mandy, you know. Was it an upgrade to Dupree? It's a different body shape, but I don't know if it's a downgrade.
It's about even kill.
Right?
He's like, what do you mean Bronson Reed won? What? Look at the size of Otis. Oh, wait, they're the same size.
He's like one cheeseburger away from 500 pounds.
Something. Just terrifying. Sophie says, oh, great, Otis is involved with another love storyline. Hopefully it pans out better than the last time.
I wonder if he had to buy 2 seats on the airplane.
Yes. Vindicator says, breakup for a dumb male model moron storyline that nobody asked for. Typical of this unimaginative company.
Oh, yeah. Otis needs to go solo so he can beat Roman for the championship. He's the Roman stopper. That's what they actually nicknamed him in the back.
The blockbuster main event, everybody. They finally said it. Austin Theory versus Edge for the United States Championship. Yeah, we already figured that it was going to be the main event. It's a good thing we figured it out.
They're in Canada.
They're in Canada. They're in Canada. Sophie says, do you think Mandy Rose will come back to the WWE by the end of this year?
Possibly. I wouldn't rule it out.
It could possibly be on the table for her, but Vindicator's like, no, Sophie.
They want to distance themselves right now because she's still doing the porn stuff. But once she's done with that, they'll bring her back.
Robbie's like, Rhea not winning. We know how that plays out. Yeah, we do.
The Roman stopper, Otis.
The Roman stopper.
Let's not forget, he won Money in the Bank once.
Sophie says, a fresh match to main event Raw. That rarely happens.
And he just lost it in court. He didn't lose it in a match.
Mm-hmm. True. Robbie says, Theory winning by a DQ. Oh, yeah? That would be interesting.
I still have... I'm going 51-49. The Edge is going to win this. I could definitely be wrong. That's why I'm just doing 1% higher.
Right.
But it's Canada. It's his home country. You know, there's a lot going on for him.
True.
And he makes a champion going into Mania not a bad thing. And then it sets up Austin Theory, John Cena without a title on the line. I'm anxious about that. And then they could put Finn Balor championship on him.
Right.
And then they'll have the Intercontinental Championship, the Female Women Championship after Mania.
Then have the Judgment Day all be champions of some kind.
Yeah, except for Damien.
Sophie says, hopefully Friday we have an idea on why Bray wants Bobby. Piccolo says, I just think the Bray Wyatt return has been very lackluster. It's because it's a wait and see game, right, Piccolo? And they're having some guy from the audience basically write this stuff.
Hey, do you want to write this week's episode? Yeah.
Well, yeah, that guy that decided to do that story stuff is who's doing it. So, and let's put it this way, if Bray has anything to do with the creative portion of it, it's going to be slow-ass fucking burn of stupid for a long fucking time.
And the payoff may never even happen because of how long it's taking.
Yep. Because they're taking it to the point now where it's like, this is dumb. Why am I fucking watching this? And the fact that he keeps flipping back and forth from Bray Wyatt, dude, to Funhouse Bray Wyatt, who I am, dude, to I think I'm better than who I was, dude. Who the fuck knows what he is, to having some weird-ass fucker who's his conscious that's out there, and his other 6 friends that are supposedly puppets but people.
He's Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, is he?
I don't know who I am.
I don't know who I am.
I'm a dude disguised as a dude playing another dude.
Sophie says Asuka is the first woman to win Money in the Bank, the Royal Rumble, and Elimination Chamber match. Ravi says, yeah, let's make Android Square break all records. All Finn will die inside seeing that. Sophie says they are dragging out the reveal of who Uncle Howdy, which they should have revealed a while ago. People's like, exactly, pick a gimmick, stop being so schizo. Well, it's not just that, right? It's I'm not going to do the old Bray Wyatt because I don't want to put a stagnant thing on what's his face's memory. So he wasn't going to do it because of that. And it's like, dude, considering that he was part of it and made it what it was, you should probably do it
it's Elias.
as an honor to his memory. The guy moved on to a fucking completely different place. And made a fucking hit there. And then unfortunately died at the peak of what he was doing.
Elias Ezekiel at WrestleMania?
Yes, that's who's going to be back there. Rob is like, though, you tell him deep. Sophie says, I don't.
He's taking notes. He said, I hope you're in the back taking notes. He's in the back taking notes.
Sophie says, I don't think Bray doesn't know which gimmick he wants to stay in. I think at this point, I'm fucking tired of him and I just don't care. I'm pretty sure that wasn't their intention.
Rick Boogs at Mania. That's happening. Calling it now. He's taking notes.
You better be taking notes back there. Can they show a picture of him back there taking notes? That'd be hilarious.
They just showed him taking notes in the back. He had his little yellow notepad.
I know they showed him, but they should put it on his screen so he can see him taking notes in the back. Robbie's like, I love that lad taking notes in the back. That's Rick Boogs. Sophie says they are going to make Elias and Rick Boogs a tag team.
Is that Bobby?
Are they? Yeah. What in the fuck?
Well, that'll be fun.
Okay, this is a weird throw-in match, I guess. Why is Bobby now wasting his time? Why are they making Bobby waste time?
No way Bobby Lashley wins this match.
Why is that, Travis?
It's impossible.
So impossible. Oh, God. The match hasn't even started. He's attacking him.
There's no referee, so there's...
Oh, God. Why is he running away? Don't run away. Oh, God.
Are we going to get him at... Maybe Rick Boogs comes out here and helps him? I don't know.
Rod's like, Roddy, I didn't know you care so much about WWE. I don't. Sophie says Bray versus Bobby so far I'm not that interested in. Chris says Boogs versus Elias guitar battle. Jonathan Mitchell in the chat says, when is WrestleMania? April 1st.
Yeah, it's in 40 days.
April Fools. Just kidding.
April 1st and 2nd.
It's going to not really happen, though.
It's a 2-day event.
It's a big fat lie. Ravi says that Bobby Raw putting Mans in the hospital. Love Bobby when he goes full pissed off mode. So it says, hopefully Bray make this Bobby
there.
feud interesting.
Nobody can help him.
Ravi's like, oh, just for you, D, this Bobby match. Well, somebody's got to do it, I guess. He's going to come out and talk to us now. Everybody has a plan. Ooh, till that hurt lock gets locked in.
Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
He panicked. Ravi's like, don't run away. Don't run away is right.
Not
I don't know if you guys ever see this, but you know how Bobby comes out and he does that thing where he points his arms out like this or whatever? So he has it on the side of his pants. And not only does it point to his butthole, but it points to his penis. He points to his own butthole and his own penis on the side of his pants.
His face is like...
See, he's pointing to his butt. And then on the front, if they pan out just enough, see, he's right there. See, and if he turns around and they pan out, his other hand literally points to his penis. Like, what? Like, dude.
Oh, it is. It's official. Next Monday.
It's official.
Tag Team Championships.
On the Raw next week. It's official.
Bailey and the Riff Raff.
Oh, jeez.
Gonna lose their titles.
Jonathan Mitchell
Next
says,
week,
welcome to Firefly
Piper
Funhouse,
Nevin,
Wowie.
Candice LeRae.
Robbie.
Piper's gonna run through her.
I would hope so.
Well, she's getting pushed a little bit.
Robbie says, Bobby, man. Sophie says, with Mania being 2 nights, a lot of fans go to both nights and some fans only go to one. Piccolo says, I can't believe this man never ages. Yeah, Bobby, he never ages. Like, it's pretty amazing.
Next week, Carmella, Asuka.
I never disrespect my wife's decisions, but she challenged her, and
That's
like,
dumb.
I don't think that's a smart thing. Robbie's like, Bobby, lol, he fully went in ham and smashed it up. Piccolo's laughing, and Sophie says, Bray's a chicken, and ever since he challenged Bobby or Brock, he hasn't shown up.
So much going on.
Maybe he didn't want to come to Canada. Maybe he's waiting until they get back in the States. Maybe he can't go to Canada. Nobody knows his life. Sophie says, if I was Brock, I would laugh at Omos's face. That sounds like a good time. Yeah, moments away from this huge match. How you feeling?
Wouldn't it have been better if they didn't do this, and then when Austin came out and challenged somebody, Edge showed up? Wouldn't that have been better?
Let me shove this microphone in your face. How does that make you feel?
Well, I feel like they botched this one. Instead of announcing it last night, he should have waited and then showed up in Canada. That place with the roof would have fell off.
Oh, yeah. But they don't like surprises. Jonathan Mitchell's Uncle Howdy. Robbie says, Edge, your mate, he never ages like fresh cheese. Yeah. Robbie, don't be gross, dude. Like, I know you love him, and you have all of his posters and probably all of his autographs, but, dude, doesn't surprise me that you like Canada. You are English.
Take it away.
What was that? Fireworks.
It's probably my flag. It's supposed to get a windstorm tonight.
Did he say duck face? His duck face?
Yeah,
oh, because of his
selfies.
Selfie stuff. That's right. So he says, who knows when they gave Brock the idea of Omos as his Mania opponent. Pickle's like, Edge's look, I don't get it. Like, which part? The fact that his hair looks, like, really not good? Like, it looks all fluffy.
He debuted in this company in 1997. I was graduating high school.
Wouldn't it? Robbie's like, D, you were going to get Edge on the Gab for an interview. Robbie, you know what's funny about that, Robbie, is that you never went through with it and booked him for us. So it's your fault that it never happened because you wanted to keep him all for yourself. Do you have him hidden in your closet? Did you only let him out to come out for this WrestleMania and stuff? Is Beth jealous? Robbie, seriously, dude. So if it's like they did kind of tease Brock versus Amos like months ago. Chris has a Edge saying he's about to be that guy. Wouldn't be the first time. Jaco in the chat saying morning. Good morning, Jaco. Morning. Jonathan Mitchell's like, your Uncle Howdy. My Uncle Howdy? I don't even have an Uncle Howdy.
I don't know any Uncle Howdies.
I don't know Uncle Howdy. Howdy doody?
No,
Robbie's like, this match ain't 30 minutes long, is it? Please, no.
Yeah, by the time they get in there, I'm sure there'll only be 20 minutes left. It's going to be a burner, guys. Jinder Mahal is going to stop that title run.
Good for him. I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, she's not attractive.
God, what the fuck? Like, what is wrong with her face?
She's just not attractive.
She should not wear her hair like she was wearing it. It didn't help.
Whoa, whoa!
So if it's like something major has to happen, no way this match will last this long. Robbie's like, D, you still got your Edge t-shirt. I don't have any t-shirts. Those are all yours, Robbie. And you probably got them so big so you can wear them around and like wear your pants like clear down to your knees because you're weird. Chris likes Uncle Harper. People's like, Beth and Edge, is that uncle and aunt that get blitzed drunk and make out in public and then end up in the front lawn the next morning?
Yes.
Ask Robbie. He knows all about that. Robbie's like, 20 minutes, still too long. Sophie says, so Jinder will be this year's version of what they did with Dolph last year?
I don't know. It would just be interesting. I mean, he's in a big stable. I actually like the stable. I don't know their name yet, but I think they need to be on the main roster ASAP. Those three big dudes. And they're big. Like,
weren't they on there?
Veer is the smallest guy.
That's what you were saying. I thought they were up there with him before.
No.
These different guys?
Not this guy.
Oh.
This guy, I don't know who he is. I mean, there's Veer and Jinder. We knew them. But there's another one, and it's not that Sinky. Remember the big, tall, skinny one?
That we haven't seen.
Yeah, that guy disappeared. This guy is not that guy. This guy's
Shanky. He was all getting it up with What's-Her-Face, and I bet What's-His-Face had a hard time with that and said no.
Oh, yeah. The ring announcer.
Ricochet's woman.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. I forgot we haven't seen him for a while. But no, this guy isn't that guy. This guy's that guy's height almost, but bigger than Jinder and Veer. Like, he's a beast.
Robbie says, Jinder is too busy in catering to stop any title run. Not anymore, Robbie. In NXT, he's kicking ass and taking names, supposedly. Yep. Chris says, JC Jane is so cringe, LOL. Robbie's like, D, how did you know about your attire? Because you're a short man, and usually you little shorties like to wear weird stuff like that. Sophie says, it seems like they pick random people to go back to NXT. Chris says, Vera and Senga with Jinder. Piccolo says, oh, geez, Vera's coming. Not again. Jonathan Mitchell's like, I remember back in John Laurinaitis is both general manager of Raw and SmackDown.
Oh, yeah. The voice. That's
Robbie says, is Christian Cage still about AEW? And said he faked his arm injury the whole time.
He showed up on Wednesday. He's back. Attack Jungle Boy.
Piccolo says, and the one guy dancing like an idiot, Shanky. Yeah. Sophie says, Veer was on Raw. They put him back down in NXT after not doing so much on the main roster. Piccolo's like, Jonathan, you mean people power? Yeah, I remember. I was like, oh, Raw, how to hurt my feelings? Well, if you had any. Sophie's like, Teddy Long wants to manage the Street Profits.
Oh, no.
Why do they need managing?
They don't. But that's funny.
Jonathan's like, John Laurinaitis is idiot. Oh, God. Is he?
He's a different type of character. He's fired now. I'm pretty sure he's gone. And he's married to the Bella's mom.
It's probably why they're all bitter with WWE and not being involved in pay-per-views. Let's come back into
Just sign, all of them just need to go to AEW, right?
I think
Bella show up.
all of them, just take them over there and infiltrate AEW so that they can go downhill really
Old
even
John
faster.
Laurinaitis shows up on AEW.
Ruins it.
He's like a Don Callis type. Almost the same character.
It implodes from the inside like it already is. Melts down. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, okay, they're back. Robbie's like, D giving me the MMA takedown like Nate Diaz with that comment. Sophie's like, Eric Bischoff and the coach kind of taking sides in this weird Tony Khan and that reporter dude.
Oh, yeah. Not surprising.
Tony Khan's an idiot. Vindicator says, you guys have a good night and good tomorrow night, and I will see you the next night for Dynamite. Edge is not winning this title for no reason anyway, so no real intrigue here. Take care and bye-bye. Bye, Vin. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We'll see you on Wednesday for Dynamite.
Dynamite.
Pickle says, hashtag give divas a chance more than one's segment on AEW.
Yeah.
That was a long hashtag. Chris says, where is Sonya? Maybe she didn't want to come to Canada.
I don't know if she'd be on Raw anyways.
Pico says, okay, that's awful to read. Sorry. It's fine. I got it. I was like, wow, that's really long. But I got it. It did it. Vindicator must have missed Leopold when he came in.
Oh, no.
He didn't say anything about him. Usually he does. Robbie says, Nikki Bella acts like she has got so hard having one kid. Oh, she should try having 3 kids like my brother and working a regular job. Then she might know how hard life is.
Right.
She doesn't know how hard life is. She's like
okay, let's
weirdo.
stop. Her and her sister had terrible childhoods.
Yeah, but their lives aren't hard now.
Oh, no, not now.
They have really nothing to complain about now, but they still do. Like, they still have their victim mentality, so they really need to go get counseling badly. Like, on another scale of needing it. Sophie says, I could see Edge winning the championship tonight, but I could also see Theory beating Edge. Do you think that they're going to put Theory over that much?
No.
I would be surprised.
I mean, he's going to win. I mean, he's going to either get disqualified or Edge is winning this. But I don't know if he'll win the title, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Well, unless the Judgment Day show.
Yeah, maybe. Chris says Edge wearing Josh Alexander maple leaf gear. Pico says, on this day, I use Hair Club for Men because I'm going through a midlife crisis. That's how the song goes, right? Yes, exactly. Jonathan says, Undertaker versus Edge inside Hell in a Cell. Sophie says almost every Canadian lost the pay-per-view on Saturday except for Edge. He did win.
Was there a lot of Canadians?
Just 2.
Almost all of them lost. But Edge.
Edge and Sami.
There's only 2.
Oh, Natalia's a Canadian.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't win, though. Right?
No.
Yeah, she didn't win in the Elimination Chamber.
Of course she didn't.
Asuka from Japan did.
Maybe she's one of those Canadians from Japan. I've seen it before.
Chris says, I think Theory will win because Cena beat Edge.
There's the bell. It's official.
It's finally official.
What time is it? Oh, 20 minutes. It's
I'm
absolutely...
enjoying Edge's return to WWE.
absolutely hilarious.
Robbie says Theory with legal hair that doesn't move.
Right? Looking like Johnny Bravo.
Jonathan's like, rest in peace. Yeah.
All right, side headlock.
Sophie says Theory versus Edge. I wonder if they always planned that.
Always.
Totally. Like 4 years ago, they planned it. The minute Edge came back, they're like, we're going to put him against Austin Theory.
Who's Austin Theory? He's this guy that hangs out with Angel Garza.
And then he didn't.
Where'd he go? Back in NXT.
Started hanging out with Spaghetti Boy. Bobby says Theory with Lego hair that doesn't move. Mm-hmm. Oh, Lego hair.
Good stuff. This is a banger, guys.
Yeah. Banger on this worse for wearness. Chris says Theory wearing claw marks like the Canadian crippler. Horrible choice, Theory.
Yeah, you don't
People
want
is
to be
like,
doing that.
OMG, you brought back that faction. It's there. Pickle, it's there now forever in your mind.
Angel Garza.
I can't remember who else was. It was Angel Garza, Theory, and some other guy. Andrade? It was Andrade, that's right. And Zelina was their lady, was their manager. Austin Theory talked, but not. Now it's 3 guys and her, and they all are Phantasmo dudes.
And that's exactly what they were thinking. They're like, Edge, him, U.S. Championship.
Right. They're like, it's totally gonna
heading
happen.
into WrestleMania 39.
So it says they probably think, okay, what can we do for the main event? The Raw after the pay-per-view. And Pico says, you do have Rain Man wrestling brain Travis. Pico's like, what? Who? Andrade, a WWE guy? Get out of here.
It was way back in the day.
Way back in the day when he actually was like a WWE guy that we haven't seen on AEW for a hot minute after his heated exchange with that one weirdo. And he got the short end of the stick of shit.
I guess.
Sammy Guevara didn't, but sure in the hell Andrade did, which is bull fucking shit. Should have kept the other little fucker off TV for about this long too.
Yeah, but he's with the dame. With the
Don't
butt.
give a flying fuck what he with. Keep
And
her
he's with
off
Jericho.
TV too then if she has a problem with it.
He's also the guy that was talking about raping Sasha Banks.
Exactly.
And now they're talking about bringing Sasha Banks in. And people are like, is she going to work with him? It's like, well, I don't think she was offended. I think everybody else was offended by it. She understood what he was saying. He was saying, she's fucking attractive.
Right.
You know?
Rob is
He
like,
just said it weird.
yeah, but he is weird, so it makes sense that he said it weird, I guess. Robbie says, Coley, you like the washed up factions. Oh, Sophie says, Theory had 2 NXT runs that lasted the same amount of time. Jonathan Mitchell said something and then retracted it. Chris says, you talking about Zelina Man Group faction in 2020, Andrade and Angel Garza in Theory?
Yeah.
Yeah. We brought that back up from the depths of despair. Sophie says, AEW has a lot of talent that haven't been on TV for months for whatever reason. And Piccolo says, damn, that is the most sideways choice. Dumbass Tony Khan chose Samu Guevara, but why?
I don't understand it. And what's funny is the guys that were with Andrade,
Yeah.
Idolo,
Yeah.
are on TV.
Yes.
Roosh and well, I don't know. That's about it that I remember.
I don't remember the other guy, but yeah.
What the fuck?
But he's
and
not.
Miro, when was the last time Miro was
Miro
on
hasn't
TV?
been there.
The Murder Hawk, Lance Archer.
If you're talking about being on actual Dynamite show, I'm
Yeah,
talking
on their-
Dynamite, not
on-
dark shit, not fucking piss ass Rampage. I'm talking about their main goddamn show, Dynamite. It's bullshit.
Right. How do you not have Miro on your television?
I don't know. I have no idea. He's very popular, so I have no idea. Well, I was like, keep her off TV. You tell him, D. Chris says, yeah, but Sasha will still think Sammy is a simp. That's their problem.
It's fine.
I'm pretty sure that he has what he wants now, hopefully, and I'm pretty sure he'll stay away from her. If anything, maybe his bitch will make him go apologize to her for fuck's sake. Who knows? Jonathan Mitchell says, can I say an H word? I don't care. You say H word.
Say whatever word you want
Sophie
to say.
says, AEW TV deal are expiring soon about the same time as WWE TV deals. Yeah. Good for them.
I wonder where they'll go. I would assume that TNT will keep them because they're right around 1 million.
Yeah. Close enough for their time slot on a Wednesday.
Yeah, they're like the 3rd most popular show on that night, so it's fine.
Yeah. That's pretty good considering.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you want something around that to keep people watching on a Wednesday night. I mean, Wednesday nights are shit anyways. Like, how are you supposed to get people to keep watching it? And keep watching it a whole year. It's not like it's a fucking show that just comes on during a season and that's
right.
it. And they don't even have TV shows like that, really. So.
Right. And it's live, so they should keep it because they're going to that live television set. And wrestling's as live as it gets.
Ravi says Sasha is more faker than the fake Gucci D bought from Wish.com. Oh, Ravi, you take me for the wrong lady of actually having anything Gucci, let alone fake. Yeah, not happening. Men's wallets all the way for me, bud. Chris says, nah, Sammy will still cheat on Ty. Well, yeah, once a cheater, always a cheater. Sophie says, it's funny all the AEW talent that worked for the WWE are in the same position that they were in when they were in WWE. Robbie says Edge flying like Superman. Piccola says, oh no, seriously. These two pump chumps get put on a program to stroke Jericho, and we haven't seen the House of Black or Miro or anybody with flippin' talent. Yeah, the House of Black, fucking Rampage. All the rest of them you guys talk about, Rampage or Dark, mostly Dark. That's where I've heard Lance Archer is at all the time.
I don't even know if he's there.
I have no idea.
He posted on Twitter the other day, but he hasn't been on TV for not 40. What was it, like 80 days or something?
Yeah, TV. Yeah. That's because Dark isn't programmed on TV. YouTube isn't TV. I'm just saying that it's not, right? So it makes sense that he hasn't been on TV, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's one of the best.
Yeah, why would you do that to somebody?
I think the last time I saw him wrestle, he lost to Wardlow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did. For the TV championship. Sophie says AEW did file a trademark for a possible new TV show. Jonathan Mitchell must have retracted. And Chris says, oh, Jonathan, funny Uncle Howdy profile pic. Right? Piccolo says, I swear, why do I waste energy defending AEW when they just produce shit?
It's hard.
It's so hard because you want them to succeed, because we've seen them succeed in the beginning, and then they just slowly have cut off their limbs as they've gone on. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, why are you getting rid of the people that make your show? Like, why? Why aren't we seeing these wrestlers? Oh, no, we want to see Hook. No, nobody fucking wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. Or Daniel Garcia. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. The audience doesn't care. The audience doesn't stand up and go, yeah, I'm so excited. You guys hate Jericho, but the whole fucking audience stands up for that man when he comes out.
Yeah, I mean, and Jericho doesn't need to be the main event.
No, he doesn't.
But he needs to be on TV until they find somebody else.
I'm just saying as an example. Mm-hmm. Like, they never push those guys to be, and the same with MJF. They fucking hate him, but they still respond, don't they?
Well, they're supposed to.
Fucking hate him, but they respond. So, where's the response for these other twats? Nowhere. There is no response. That girl dry as fuck as the Sahara Desert right there.
Which
no
one?
Response whatsoever.
Who is it?
For any of those guys that they keep pushing that nobody cares about. I said that girl's dry. There's the Sahara Desert right there.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, they just cut to a commercial without even telling us.
Jonathan's like, hell no. Right, hell no. Picture's happening. Anyways. Robbie says, D. Travis, if you wasn't live, I wouldn't watch AEW. You know, that's the problem, Robbie, right? Is like,
I mean, trust me.
Travis has literally gone through like hums and haws about watching AEW anymore.
I don't like AEW anymore. And I still watch it because I've watched every episode. At this point, it's just because I've watched it that I'm staying.
Yep.
But they need to succeed. We really, truly need another company.
Yeah. And not just something
that is thriving.
Yes. Instead of, well, we're kind of making it.
It makes the business of any business better if there's two.
Yes. Sophie says, I am liking that all the AEW diehard fans are finally hating on it. About time they get out of the whole AEW is better than WWE in every way. I don't know about that, Sophie. I actually like them both for separate reasons. AEW I like because of what they started and how they started it, and
it moves faster.
And it moves faster and stuff like that. Then they started kind of maturing and started having storylines, which was great and all this stuff. And then they fucked up. And Tony Khan decided he wanted to be WWE instead of AEW. And so he got all the riffraff garbage that got thrown out of WWE and brought them over and then tried to give them spots. Or these indie guys that nobody knows who they are on TV. The average watching wrestling person doesn't fucking know who these people are. So the people that you saw on AEW are now gone. The people that you grew with AEW watching, right, aren't there anymore. So those people, like, gone. And all of a sudden you have this new group of people that people, you don't know him? You don't know him? And it's like, no, fucker, I don't know him. Well, he was on their dark show. I don't fucking go on the internet, on YouTube, and watch fucking AEW Dark, you moron.
I don't like how they just surprise you with new people all the time.
Right. And you're supposed to know who the fuck they are.
And then they just act like you should know.
You should just know. You should know. You should just, he's popular. Like, is he?
Like this Action Andretti. Like, come on.
Like, who is this guy?
Quit trying to make this happen. It's Wheeler Yuta first. Didn't work.
Daniel Garcia.
Still
not
next.
working.
Hook is in there. And then now this.
And I don't care who
Andrade.
his motherfucking daddy is.
But
That makes you not anything. As we have learned with Charlotte Flair, bring Vin in here. I feel like Hook is the same fucking thing. If you're going to fucking put somebody walking on the coattails of their fucking family, your little monster fuckface Hook is one of those little fuckers. Doesn't say anything, comes in there with floppy-headed weirdness, and thinks that he's so good. Is he?
Right. Well, let's be honest. Hook's dad isn't anywhere near Ric Flair.
I'm not saying that. I'm talking about family. I'm talking
I'm
about
just
your
saying
family.
He's an indie wrestler at best, Taz.
Is he?
Yeah, at best. He was never...
No, I meant at best. Is he even that?
Oh, yeah. He was fun to watch. I liked Taz because I liked that style. I love belly-to-belly suplexes. I love suplexes. I'm a suplex guy. If somebody throws suplexes around, I will watch that guy. You don't see it anymore. Brock still does it. Chad Gable does it. And you just don't see a lot of suplexes anymore.
Well, you can't. You get tiny little dudes. They get
Anyways,
these little tiny
Taz
guys that
was
can't
a
do any of
suplex
it.
machine. He was fun to watch for that reason. But he wasn't, he's the Chad Gable of wrestling right now at his best.
Well, the thing of it is that his whatever his belt is now on his kid because they got rid of his faction so he could be a commentator.
Right.
Okay, great. Why isn't his kid just doing it on his own? Why does he need daddy's fucking shit?
I'm not. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying that he's definitely not living off of Taz's coattails when Taz wasn't that great. Is all I'm saying.
Right. Well, he's not that great. In fact, he's probably 10 times worse than his dad and whatever his greatness actually was.
Right. I trust me. I'm not a Hook fan. I'm not defending him there. I'm just saying that he's not Ric Flair.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying somebody working on the coattails of their family in wrestling
we saw it with
is a
Brooke
parallel.
Hogan. Brooke Hogan tried to do it, and it didn't work.
There you go. I mean, it might work for some if they do it themselves.
At some point, you have to be your independent self.
Yeah.
And that's what Charlotte has done.
Yeah. Let's see. Chris says Daddy Magic needs to turn on Jericho and take over JAS. Call it Daddy Magic Society. Robbie says, Cola, it's bad, but keeps pulling you back. Sophie says, people are calling AEW a new version of WCW. Robbie says, do you love Hook, though? Sophie says, and they are booking their pay-per-view on the fly like the WWE used to do. Sophie says, not that many AEW fans watch Rampage. Robbie says, Saraya is another ham roll. She adds nothing apart from wiggling her big airbags and pouting her trout lips. Pickle's like, haha, look, it's a pity watch. Chris says, I only watch AEW for the dames at this point. Same for NXT, I only watch for Tiffany Stratton. Jonathan, like, how many hours of Raw? And I got school tomorrow. Lives Charlotte, North Carolina. We've got 5 minutes, my friend.
Yeah, it's almost
Jonathan,
over.
5 minutes, bud.
It's almost over.
5 minutes. Pickle says, yeah, I could never go back to NXT. I don't care who they pull from the main roster. Robbie says if Saraya gets any more white, she'd be opaque. So,
like Sheamus.
Like Sheamus. Sophie says, do you think after Cody Rhodes left AEW for the WWE that what changed AEW from what they were to what they have become? No,
I think
it
Cody
was already
left,
happening.
I think Cody left because he saw that coming.
Yep. It was already happening when he was there. And that's why he left. He didn't like the way that he did not like the way the company was going, so he left. And I don't blame him. Pico says, Juice Robinson, Sons of Anarchy reject. There you go. Robbie says, Dark needs to put their credible stars on Dynamite. This freaky guy says, just like Cody. Chris says, I think because AEW thinks fans actually will go to other indie shows and watch just because they go to AEW Dark show. That's not how it works.
No.
It really just doesn't.
Whoa, Edge lands on his feet.
Robbie's like,
Like
oh,
a
wow,
cat.
do you love your rants tonight? Sophie says, AEW got 2 YouTube Dark shows People says 1+ is Swerve Strickland. He's just a superstar in the making.
Swerve's good.
If they keep down a path where they use him in the right way,
which they're
it
doing
can
right
work.
now. They are doing that now. So, and they're putting him up against Keith Lee. But did you see Keith Lee, guys, this last week?
Oh, God. Was he bad?
It's not necessarily the badness. He got old. And I'm not just saying it to be mean, but he shaved his head, you know?
Okay.
And he's grown it back a little bit, and his hair is as white as the words on that screen.
Oh, dang. That's weird.
And he didn't shave it bald, and so you could see it, you know.
Right.
And within 3 years, he went from having black hair to silver. And he just looks old.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's tough.
Chris says, well, Taz was intense in ECW, but after that, he was garbage. Robbie says, "Oh,
Yeah.
best line from D, hook that little fuck face. That should be on a hoodie."
It actually sounds like a action. Hook that fuck face.
Hook that little fuck face.
That little fuck face.
Robbie, message retracted. Pico says, but here we are getting pockets with the Tyler Coochie clutch as a champion. Sophie says that AEW got 200 championships from different wrestling companies? Or their own, for fuck's sake? My God, how many fucking
now we got
belts
the
do you
Atlantic
need?
title, and guess what, guys? On Dynamite tomorrow, or on Wednesday.
Oh.
Orange Cassidy is putting up his Atlantic title
All-Atlantic title.
against Wheeler Yuta.
Rafi says, why is the commentary only crediting Edge, not Theory? They're always biased. It's Canada. Hassan says, hi there, guys. Is this the last one? Yeah, it's the main event, friend. It's Edge versus Theory for the U.S. Championship.
There it is. Finn Balor. No. He's not winning. Once Finn Balor came out, it's done.
Right. That's dumb.
A-Town down here, guys.
Hassan says, hi there, guys. Sophie says they should give one of the dark shows to Ring of Honor.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, right when I saw Finn Balor, it was over.
Chris says, I would pair Tiffany Stratton with LA Knight. They should go out. LA could talk for her. And they can be a movie star type couple and have a feud with Miz and Maurice. Sophie says, AEW is like Oprah. Everyone gets a championship. People's like, ha ha. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, man. So Travis called it that Finn Balor came out, ruined Edge's night. I guess they're still going to continue this weird feud. So he's not done with Judgment Day. Rhea and Dom supposedly are done, but Finn Balor is not done.
Right. It basically means Beth's done.
Piccolo says, you thought a Canadian was going to win the main event, you Hoosers. Did I say that right? Are you talking about Ohioans? That's rude, Piccolo.
Hoosiers.
Hoosiers. Robbie says, Finn sticking it to Edge. Go
I'm pretty
on.
sure that's Indiana.
Is it?
Yeah.
Indiana? Maybe.
The
It could
Hoosiers.
be Hoosers.
There's the basketball team named the
Oh,
Indiana
yeah,
Hoosiers.
probably. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I don't know. What do they call the Ohioans? not Hoosers. Hoosiers.
I can't say. Just kidding. That's where Miz and Logan are from.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Well, one's from Cleveland, the other one's from
That place is a
Cincinnati.
dump.
There's Cincinnati, which is in the south, and then Cleveland in the north.
Ohio's just a dump.
It's like the
People's
Jersey.
like, Hoosers, that's Canadian, I thought. I don't know, is it? Chris says, looking like Demon Balor versus Edge. Is it? I think it's Judgment Day, Finn Balor. I think he forgot that he was
he's not gonna
supposed
come out
to
as
be
the
a demon.
right now. But they could do it at Mania.
Yeah.
And his entrance was always fun.
All right, everybody. That is the end of Raw tonight. Thanks for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. If you just missed out, that was the last match of the night. The main event was Edge versus Austin Theory for the U.S. Championship. And Edge lost due to interference by what's-his-butt?
The Demon.
Finn Balor guy. He did it. Anyways, so that's the end of Raw. This is a fallout from the pay-per-view. We'll be back again on Wednesday for AEW Dynamite. If you can, please join us then. If not, we can see you on Friday too, for SmackDown. All right, everybody.
Thumb down.
Right.
We appreciate it, guys. Thanks for watching Wrestling Gab, and we'll see you in 46 hours.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.